Everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of Neural Nexus Zero, episode 6, A Single Rose. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Ooh,
Cass,
name and everything.
how are we doing tonight, Cass?
Doing good. Nice. I'm refreshed. I'm rested. You know, like I took the time to soak in, get some, do some Pilates, get some limbering up, restock my drugs. It's great.
Restock your drugs. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
You
perfect.
have to.
Fabulous.
But the real question is, does every rose have its thorn?
Get out.
But I can't. I've been kissed by a rose.
Oh my god.
Leave this place immediately.
Oh,
No longer required.
so should I call it the run for the roses then?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
sorry.
There's something about a War of the Roses or Rosebud? Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
Cass, how
God.
we doing tonight? Zero, how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. It's been an interesting and long day, but I just chilled, sat down, had my protein shake, having a good day. You know what I mean? That strawberry with that scoop of peanut butter in it. We're good to go.
Okay.
Hang on, you put peanut butter into protein shake.
Yeah, man. Those good fatty acids and oils and lipids, they're
Okay.
good for you, man.
I'm not gonna argue with the man. I'm just gonna go fair enough.
Yo, man, we heard you like protein, so we protein your protein.
Yeah.
Yo,
Protein
dog.
to protein for extra protein.
Did you use Monster Energy drink to make your protein shake? Is that what you're going?
Oh
what's going on?
God.
No, but actually,
He uses G Fuel.
I was going to work out one morning and I forgot water downstairs, but I had a shaker cup full of my pre-workout. And rather than going downstairs, I popped a can of Bang and I poured it in and used that. I could see sound.
Oh my good grief.
I had a good friend and I kept on telling him because he consumed energy drinks like all the time. I told him I was going to make coffee, but instead of water, I was going to use Red Bull. Zero.
He
What?
must have been bouncing off the walls.
Oh God. He was a ball of energy, but it is what it is. David Greyson, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing splendidly, thank you. I'm just ready to go and shoot some more people, and hopefully this time I won't be ambushed by gigantic radioactive rats. You know, thanks for that. Thanks for that, bro. Nice.
Anything.
Nice.
Anything for you. Hey, just a quick question. Out of character, okay?
God.
Mhm.
Oh,
How
God,
many giveaways are you doing on stream tomorrow? Is it 23?
Oh God, I've done enough giveaways. I have done enough. For God's sakes. I actually ended up doing 23 last week, so yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, so you got to do more than that this time. So 27.
No, enough.
Mike, I
I
say we
heard for
say we
every
push-
penny he gets, he does a giveaway.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's it. That's the incentivization for this week, is it? Yes, give me pennies, ladies and gentlemen. You'll get giveaways, I promise.
It's a contractual agreement. Yes.
You guys,
Yes, it's
it's
a
recorded live for posterity.
Therefore,
So...
it's true.
Oh heavens. I'm doomed.
Oh, there it goes. There's a giveaway.
Oh.
So it begins. So it begins. James Dunn, how you doing tonight?
Honestly, I am a little tired, but that's because I'm dumb.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Agreed.
I've been. I mean, James is ready to, pass out in a bed rather than the floor. But because he's been sleeping on not Doc. I'm sorry, Ant's floor for the most of this time.
Yes.
And before that, he was sleeping on a in jail. He slept on a prison cot, and now he gets to sleep in a dead woman's bed. So at least that's a damn sight higher.
That's Jesse's bed. You get your own bed, you asshole.
He slept in the dead whore's bed.
Hey,
It
it's
is
kind
Jesse.
of. It might have been washed. Who knows? It's a hazy detail.
She was called a woman of the night, James. We don't use the H
Yes,
word here.
Be respectful. She was a nice lady.
I hope you burned the sheets before you slept in them. That's all I'm gonna say.
The smell reminds him of a simpler time.
Like a seafood buffet up in there.
Oh my.
Jeez.
All right.
Well, that's the end of the campaign, guys.
Out of
go home.
character, I am also tired because I decided that it was a good idea to role play when I'm not streaming, and I've not slept. So that's not been
Nice
fun.
job.
Yeah.
Listen, Listen,
You and the missus, you need a break sometime.
Just can't put away the whip. I know. Just can't put away the whip.
Excellent. Jesse, how we doing, man?
Doing good. Doing great. Excited. I've been waiting for this.
That's all you got? That's all you got for our community? They come out here every week to support you, and that's all you got for them?
I gave them 3 quality Rose puns and Rose throwbacks, but no. I come in here, be nice, casual, polite.
They don't just
guys
want
are never
quality,
happy.
they want quantity too.
For every
Continue
pun you said, I literally lost followers. No.
I will
we all lost
continue
brain
until
cells,
there's
so-
nothing left. And then once I hit 0, we go back around to the other side.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
We'll figure it out from there.
We'll
But no,
figure it
I'm excited. I don't really think Jesse knew anything about radioactive super mutants, so he's probably gonna be excited to hear that.
Okay. Anton.
I have just been so excited. I've been looking forward to this all day and all of yesterday and all the day before. Just been itching to play ever since I woke up today.
Awesome.
So I'm just getting my caffeine fix, getting ready,
Awesome.
and we're ready to get to work.
You guys are ready to get to work?
Ready to get home, boy. Hell yeah.
Guys, my name is Mike. I am the Nexus administrator for this production of Neural Nexus Zero. This is a Savage Worlds campaign that runs live over the Fantasy Grounds framework. This is episode 6, a single rose, and this is the newest production on the channel, and I've been having a blast with it. So thank you for coming out and supporting us and bringing your energy. And we're gonna let James Dunn borrow some of that energy tonight. So I expect you guys to be all over him.
I got something you could use if you need it.
I don't need your crack there, Jesse.
James, I got some pre-workout and some Bang left in the fridge if you want some, brother.
No,
I got
thank
you.
No, thank you, protein chick.
Sure.
I'll stick with my medically required G Fuel for tonight.
Oh, I love
required
G
G
Fuel.
Fuel.
I love G Fuel. I love the
Genuinely?
Swedish fish G Fuel. That's my favorite.
G Fuel, we'd love a sponsor.
Yes.
So guys, thank you for coming out and checking out our show. This is a cyberpunk adventure set in a 1980s retro futuristic Boston. Our party, our intrepid heroes, our degenerate scallywags are in a minute we're going to get back into the story, but first thing I need from them is a roll so we can see who is going to recap the previous episode for you guys. So let me see
20,
those
right?
rolls. Yeah.
Well, with a 17, David
God,
Grayson
yes,
will
they
not
got-
be doing it.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
What the shit?
ties. 3 ties.
All right, this is gonna be a bad
Okay.
session,
All right.
guys.
All right. So I need
We're
you guys
screwed.
read them off one by one. What do you guys get?
So David Grayson will not be recounting the tale with a 17. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
James Dunn will not be recounting the tale with a 4.
Jesse got a 1.
As did Anton.
And Zero also rolled a 1.
So you numbers people, words out there can figure out the likelihood of that
The
happening.
odds.
So
Yeah.
Mathematicians.
interesting twist tonight. What I was thinking is the player with the highest total did it. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Can I get a reroll from Jesse, Anton, and Zero, please?
Yes, that's a decent number.
No.
Yes.
We'll be doing this 3 weeks in a row, aren't I?
Suck it.
Yes.
What do you guys get?
Make
You're
this
rolling
God's
20.
Jesse got a
You're
15.
I got a 4.
And Zero got an 11.
Okay, Anton, you are on deck. An A.
Once again.
Congrats.
So
I think you.
So
I think
hey,
you've got
hey,
negative.
chat.
I
Here
don't
we
think-
are again. I need to request a new D20. This one's obviously broken.
Fire it, man. Fire it.
Yeah.
You got a dice
The,
sheet.
the yellow color's not working. I need to change its color and get
You-
some new ones.
You need to take a picture of it, put it up on Twitter, and dice shame it.
No, I'm just gonna throw it into a blender and see what happens.
Haha, I get that joke.
Yeah.
I get that joke. The dice blender. Never mind.
Yeah. So when it's all powder, you can just write in the number you got, you know. But yeah, so last session, we were in combat still. Had had a pretty nice gunfight with some the guys down on the docks. David took out, as you know, took out one instantaneously. And
as always.
yeah. And there was the Xero handed off the case to Jesse, and then proceeded to get his gun, go up to the roof, and put a basketball-sized hole in someone's chest. And the third guy started running down the pier. A bunch of us started shooting at him, but he managed to get away. So we quickly completed the job. Got our money, got our reputation from starting our missions in this specific part of the world. And after we'd done our job and gotten all our cred, gotten all our money, started heading home, went our separate ways. Not before going and getting some burgers and beers at the
Burger and beer, boy.
at the what was it called? At Jesse's request.
Mm-hmm. I requested hookers, but no one else was game, so you all suck.
Mm.
Okay. All right. You can go and do that in your own time.
Hookers and blow, man. God.
Yeah. Anyway,
Where?
while we were
Those are the
getting our beers and our burgers, a very large man appeared and seemed to have some beef with Xero, apparently. That's his business, to Anton at the very least. So we're just hoping that doesn't help hinder our situation a little more. But yeah, like we met the very famous Stacks, and then we all went home. David had a very exciting time with our resident doctor fighting some mutated rats.
Yes, trying to keep him in one place was a nightmare.
Yeah, that was very interesting. You know, you never want to encounter like gamma radiation on your night out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. So Anton got a ride home, started decrypting the drive again, got it all safe, and just managed to finally break through the security, where it prompted a connection to an unknown source and gave him a command prompt to work with. And as he was trying to slowly figure out where he was connected to with some Unix commands, someone prompted him with a question, asking the specific words, Raven, is that you? And apparently that's where we're going to be starting today.
Excellent. All right. Community, you ready to get going? Cass, you ready to get it going?
As always.
Excellent. Nexus initialization complete. Oh, you know what? We forgot to do one thing. Sorry, guys. We forgot to talk about bonuses and bennies from the community.
Oh yeah.
There seems to be an alarming number of GM ones this week.
Oh, I mean, you know what I mean. Yep. Let's see. Nate's Knife Pit sub Benny to 0. Boom. Nate's Knife Pit patron Benny to Anton. Optimus Subprime Mortgage sub Benny to Jesse.
Yes.
Optimus Subprime Patreon Benny to Jesse. Jesse's getting some love, man.
Oh man.
Um,
Time.
Elfie's +1
Yeah, my boy Blue.
Elfie's Benny, it goes to Jack. Let's see, Luna sub Benny to Jesse.
I'm doing so many fun things.
Cawthon is giving me his Benny, so I'll take that. Thank you, sir.
Boo.
Nate is giving a Benny to David for more giveaways.
Thank you.
Yachts Benny to Loken for them sweet giveaways.
Thank you.
And I think, hold on, let me scroll down. I think we're good. Guys.
Thank you for my bennies. I will,
It's sad that I have the second most bennies and I'm still less than half of Zeros.
Yeah, you got to start burning some of those bennies, Zero.
Like I
I've
said,
been trying, man.
We're gonna make him a wall of cover. We'll just hide behind him and he can absorb the gunfire with Betty's.
Mike, we were gonna ask how many bennies it took to become the president of Boston.
7 million bennies.
Damn, I was excited there for a second.
So by next episode then.
Benny to
Would have
zero.
called you to that.
Benny
Would
to
have called
zero.
you to that.
7 million bennies. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Benny to zero from Pirate X as well. Katie, I missed yours. Who did yours go to?
0. Katie was 0.
Yeah, patron Benny to Xero and sub Benny to Anton.
Okay.
Oh.
Alrighty. All right. I
love
think
for
we
the
are
meat
caught
man.
up now.
Yep. And I'm just gonna
Well, luckily,
quickly
wagon.
spend one as a result of my bad luck.
Okay. All right. You burning
No
one right off the.
love for the- No love for the Jimmy Dean.
No love for Jimmy Dean all night now.
They all want
Picking
to
up
see
the
you
sausage
die.
he's putting down.
They all want to die. They want you guys to die, so they want you to
No,
not
I thought
be
Nate did one for Jimmy Dean.
No, I don't think so. Nate
Oh,
only has
okay.
2. Nate did 2, 1 to
Oh,
0
okay.
and 1 to Anton. Nope. All right, guys.
Tw-
Let's
Mhm.
get it going. Ready?
Let's do this.
Ready? Ready? Nexus initialization complete. When last we left off, Anton was sitting in front of the terminal of his computer, typing away, trying to access the this jump drive that he had. After spending some time doing this, a command prompt came up. He started to explore the terminal further, and at that case, a line popped up and said, "Is that you, Raven? Are you there?" So we're gonna start out with Xero, Jimmy Dean, and Jesse. What do you guys and David? What are you guys doing at this point?
I was
believe-
driving back. I'm not sure if I'm back yet, but I was driving back after dropping Ant off, and I think Protein Shake was in the car with me. So we're on the way back, depending on whenever we get back.
Okay,
I was in the back seat, buckled up, making him drive Miss Daisy.
that's
Yeah,
right.
basically.
That's right.
Because he had
think Dave-
equipment or some gun or something in the car, and he was wary.
Oh, that's
Both
right. You had
David and I were-
you had stuffed it under the seat or back
Yep.
between the seat or something like that. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys make it
And,
back to the apartment. You make it back and safe and sound. You get back into the apartment and you see your friend. You see David Greyson and Jimmy Dean. What is everybody gonna do for the rest of the night?
Sleep.
Jesse would probably be a good host and show Jimmy Dean to his new abode.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
nice,
You know,
polite.
better
Help
than
him through the hole in the wall, and then show him to the rest of the digs. Basically,
Yes.
give him the room that probably hasn't been lived in since our lovely neighbor has passed. Jesse's not much of a cleaner, so
I open the door and there's a cat just dead on the ground.
who
Aw.
says just one?
All of them have curled up into the bed and are dead now.
He's
That's,
using,
that's your that's your pillow.
that's your,
Yeah.
I was literally gonna say it. That's what he's been
Might
using
want
as a
to
pillow.
clean the place out.
I
a
start
bit.
throwing the half rotted rigor carcasses out into Jesse's room.
What? Man,
Here's your dinner.
I had my
Here's
feng
your-
shui going. I had the room looking good. The honeys were great. I mean, come on, man. Why do you have to go? What's the hate, man? I'm
I
trying
can-
to give you a place to sleep, and this is how you repay me.
They're in your other room.
What?
They were in my room.
Yeah, well, it's your room.
It's not my
I.e. your
cats.
problem.
You know, you could
You
just
don't want-
throw
you
them
don't wanna
out,
know what I'm gonna do with these
dispose
cats.
of them. Cleanliness, hygiene, any of these concepts make any sense to you guys whatsoever? I mean, you are a doctor, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I don't want them in my room. I was in prison last night. I was in prison last night.
I understand that. So remove the cats so it's not a problem and move on with their life.
I removed
So,
them.
There's a
so
living
for-
room. There's a kitchen. There's a garbage disposal. I mean, come on, use your imagination.
You want me to put the cats down the garbage disposal?
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I'm
the
sure
smart
Carl
one who
will
went
now.
to school for like 70 years, so like.
Where would you
get
put
the
'em?
fuck out.
It's either that or a pillowcase. You pick.
I'm over here. You all claim to be smarter than me. Oh God, you guys idiots.
Oh yeah. You guys are hushing up my vibe, man. So like Xero in the middle of all this argument goes to the gym section of the apartment, which is like a corner with like some dumbbells and stuff, and turns on the stereo and like starts blasting Mexican death metal.
After chastising the pair of them for arguing about dead cats and expecting both of them to clean the place up because it looks disgusting, he was just going to kind of shake his head at Zero's death metal fetish and just basically go grab himself something to drink and start stripping the guns and cleaning them out, making sure that they're pristine for the next day's likely shooting antics.
Okay.
So there's totally a method to this. First up, he strips off his shirt and he starts staring in the mirror, like growling at himself. And he does like full workout routine. And when he's done and he's all sitting there staring at himself, getting angry and finished up, he turns back to his work bench, turns off the Mexican death metal, turns on the Mozart, puts on his headphones, and begins stripping down his bolt gun and cleaning.
He's a maniac on the floor. Bucket. Whoosh. God damn, the pipe's leaking again.
All right, so you guys are just gonna make this your own and settle in for the
Jesse
night.
will help the doc settle in with whatever his outrageous requests are.
Do you have bleach?
Oh, he's got bleach. We all know this.
Oh God!
So I can bleach the place.
You want some hand sanitizer too?
Yes.
Good shit. You can get some good prices for that, man.
I would like to note that in amongst the squalor of the rest of the apartment, my little area is pristine and perfect in every way, just like a military bunk would be. Everything is in its rightful place. Everything has its place, and no one touches anything. Otherwise, they're gonna get shot.
Mike, what day
I'm very
of the
particular
week
about
is it? Or right? What? Because I know in game time this is our second in-game day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So what's the day of the week?
I'm gonna say
keep forgetting.
this is a Friday night.
Okay, this is Friday. Okay.
Alrighty. So you guys are gonna settle in for the night. Get settled in your bunks and probably beat up Jesse just a little bit. So we'll jump back over to Anton.
What?
Anton, what do you do?
Remind me of the full line, because I think I had a different one than you had.
I think it so it was like Raven, is that you?
Okay, yeah, that's what I had. I don't know, I'll just be... No, who is this?
Who are you?
I am Bit.
You broke up.
I am Bit.
Bit. Well, where's Raven?
Who is Raven?
Listen, this is a secure channel to get Raven. It's a communication. It's a path. I'll try back later. And blip the it drops out.
Okay. I'm immediately going to start trying to look up anything
Okay.
on Raven.
Okay. So let's see. Let me look at your character and I'm reminded of your skills. It would probably be if you're just gonna Google it, you give me a common knowledge.
Okay. I get a +2 to that thanks to my new stream. So I'll that 4.
Okay. So you're able to find a little information about Raven is a hacker. Raven is has made a name for themselves by more so in political hacking rather than just, for the lulz. There's not a lot of information out there, but some notable hacks have been the Boston Police Department, all the hollow signs lit up above the precinct Raven propagated some holotext up there with the sign of in the picture of the current mayor getting his head cut off, and with the words "Raven strikes." At certain points within some of the boroughs, it's most notably one of the connections between Hyde Park and Cambridge. The security gates that monitor, the classifications of people traveling through in between the zones. One day just stopped, recognizing the classification, was letting everybody filter back and forth through before security and the Boston police figured out what was happening. So that was it was about an hour. About an hour period where people were able to flow freely between Cambridge and Hyde Park. So those are some of the a little bit of information you found about this person out on the webs, on the HoloNet.
Okay, well, it's late. I think I'll sleep on that.
Okay. All right. So you guys all settle in for the night. You wake up in the morning. It's a disgusting morning in the Hyde, like it is every morning you wake up. It's always overcast because there's the smog and just the pollution that covers the area which you live in. It's a reasonably warm day. And what are you guys gonna do today?
So, David will have probably risen a little earlier than the rest of them and gone for a run around the place. Just, as you do, keeping trim, keeping him in shape.
Yep.
Obviously, still making sure he's armed because after everything that's happened, he's definitely going to be armed. But he's just basically taking a run and will basically done a couple of laps, come back to the inside.
Okay.
And just made himself some breakfast, basically.
Okay. Who's the next to wake up?
That would probably be Xero. And Xero, the minute the door closes, rises like a zombie out of his bed, rolls out, crawls through the floor, and starts his morning workout routine.
Okay.
Followed by probably waking up the rest of the apartment by turning on the blender to make his morning protein shake.
All right. And who follows?
Probably me. If the second you
Probably.
turn on the loud ass shit, I'm just gonna like bolt up and smell dead cats still and
And
try to
bleach.
try to get the bleach and bleach the whole thing again. Fail. Get up. Walk out. Crawl through the hole.
To walk over Jesse, who's still sleeping. Just like,
He's still sleeping, not on his bed, but on just like passed out in his drool on the floor with like headphones on, some shit like that. I don't know.
Okay.
sounds about right.
All right. James, after you're up for about a half hour, you get your Nexus starts to it goes off and indicating an incoming call.
All right, I flip it open, put it, go. Yeah, this is James.
James,
Done.
this is Lontach. I may
Hello?
have work for you guys.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm sleepy.
This is kind of a personal thing for you guys, I would assume as well. I've been contracted to find a team to take care of a situation, and I think you guys might have a vested interest in this one.
Stop beating around the bush and tell us what's going on.
Jericho Rose has not checked in 2 days, and nobody knows where she is.
The police said that she was with her band manager.
At least initially, I believe. But Peter Warren reached out to me, who's in fact her manager, and says he hasn't seen her in about 2 days.
All right. Well, let me talk with the other guys and confirm, but we're probably going to be okay with doing this. We'll get in contact soon.
Okay. The connection severs and it drops down to your wrist. And who's next to wake up?
Well, I'm the last one, so. But it probably would be a little while after that call.
Okay.
Jesse's not exactly a morning person or an early riser.
He's kind of sleeping it off.
He always sleeps it off.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to do when you wake up, Jesse?
He would probably flick back his blonde hair, his longer hair, be extremely groggy. No one would barely be functional. He would probably have to go to the kitchen, light one up, light a cigarette up, and take out a beer and spend a half hour to an hour just staring at the wall, waking up. It's not a pretty sight, and he's just getting waking up for the day.
Okay. Anton, what are you doing?
If I'm getting up, probably go back to my computer, check to see if anything's happened on the virtual machine that's running that still has the chip in it.
Okay. Yes, it's up and operating.
Okay, if nothing is new, I'll keep looking into this Raven person, see if they're part of any larger group. Or
you think you've exhausted your current resources as far as based on the research you did last night. But if you'd like to take a look again, you certainly can.
I mean, yeah, that's probably what I'd do. Is I'd probably try and just maybe ask around, see if anyone knows if they're part of any specific group doing these political statements, or they're just doing it by themselves.
Okay, all right. Let me see a roll.
Common knowledge again?
Do common knowledge. Yep. James, you have been awarded a benefit, Benny from Matty LaRusso.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay. I have rolled a 9.
All right. So, nobody knows the identity of this person, but he is definitely a politically motivated hacker. Somebody who kind of falls in with some of the dissidents in the areas. There's a lot, as you guys know, there's a lot of people in the area that don't like the status quo. They don't like the the government with their oppressive hand. That's basically the puppet of a lot of the mega corporations. So this person, so Raven is one of the. He's an outspoken online advocate of bringing the rights back to the people in Boston. Boston has always been the cradle of independence, and that seems to be the rallying cry of the dissidents in the city.
Huh.
You also know. You also know that for somebody to be able to access the systems that he accessed, he is an elite class hacker. The security on the security checkpoints to move through the boroughs is, it's next level stuff. It's not somebody any skid could get through.
Yeah, makes sense considering the security and encryption on the chip was given. Just makes you wonder why it was given to James then, but we'll find out, I suppose. If that's all I'm gonna find out for now, I'll just sit in my apartment, eat breakfast, and just chill out.
All right. So what is everybody doing?
The first thing I do after I get the call is go tell Protein Shake, who is, I'm sure, working out or something like that. I just walk up to him and go, Hey.
¿Qué pasa, mijo?
We got a job
Oh,
from
good stuff.
Lontach MacTyre again. Remember Rose?
So I drop the dumbbell and I start walking towards the kitchen and I motion him to follow. Keep talking.
Lorna?
What's going on? Yeah. What happened?
She's missing. She's been missing for 2 days.
So when we said she was missing,
Yeah, apparently she wasn't missing, and then her manager said she left shortly after that.
I open up the blender and I kind of give him a side eye.
Okay, is David back by this point at all?
Oh, I've been here the entire time. I'm just,
Okay.
I'm literally, I am at I'm in my area. Just, I'm checking my gear. I don't, without looking up, I've been listening to the entire conversation.
Yeah.
I was saying,
Idly, as he does that, I look over and I scream, "David!"
without looking up, I'm going, I've been listening. Yes. What is it?
Okay. You're the person with all the tracking skills and kung fu military stuff.
Mm-hmm. What's the job?
We gotta find Lorna.
Find Lorna. Okay. Did we get any information from the contract? Did you
Not
ask for
yet.
any information?
I didn't want to ask it for any information until we had more of an idea if you guys are down for it. It's Lorna, guys.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'll sort of make a cursory shrug and just sort of look up, half look up and around at James to go, Lorna or not, money's money and a contract's a contract. I'm game for it.
And the blender turns on.
That's probably when Jesse wakes up.
I stumble out in only my boxers and a cigarette.
I look at him and is he here right now? Is he?
No, I'll shake my head and just go, no.
Jesse actually looks probably more lucid than you've seen him in the last couple days.
Oh, always with the goddamn blender.
Jesse?
God, where's my beer?
the prince arises.
Jesse, you want some protein shake, bro?
Fuck, no, that stuff's bad for you.
Mhm.
You don't mess with perfection, man.
How about you, Dave? You want one?
I'll shrug and go, you know what, why not? I did just go out for a run, I could probably use it.
He pours him a short glass and then pours the big mug that he usually takes, walks it over to him, looks at David. Breakfast? Or James?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's not sausage.
Pours him a small glass like he did for David and walks it over to him before he picks up this massive mug that is probably like the size of his head, and he begins like quickly like chugging it. He's got the protein shake milk mustache going.
We're talking like one of those like 7-Eleven novelty cups. That's
Yeah,
like the size
yeah.
of your
Big gulp.
torso.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would just be eating whatever Soylent Green there is for this universe. Or like whatever the cheap, like whatever we can afford shit is.
Kibble.
I tossed the dead cats into like a food processor and then put it in the fridge for him.
Yeah, the bachelor chow of this universe. It's just like bachelor chow, beer, cigarette, boxers.
Watching Xero consume this gargantuan glass, I'll simply just shake my head, hold out my glass, and indicate to sort of clink glasses with James to go cheers before I just
cheers and drink a little bit and
just like here, take a sip, in a polite fashion.
Hey, Jimmy Dean in the morning. Did I hear that you had a job?
Yes. Lorna's missing.
Oh no shit, man. We knew that.
No. Now she's really missing because her manager doesn't know where she is.
So you're telling me that for a change that the cops lied? This is bullshit, man. Okay, well, yeah, that's okay. That doesn't surprise me. But all right.
Wow,
What's the job? We getting paid? Like where are we
We're
looking?
gonna get
What are we
paid.
doing?
We're gonna get paid, but I want to make sure everyone was on board before I ask for more questions. I'll call up Ant. Pull up in the Nexus and I call Ant.
Yo.
Lorna's missing. Do you want money?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hangs up.
Then I call back Lontach from the same contact.
Okay. Hey, what'd you guys decide?
We're gonna do it. How much? Any information? And what other information do you want us to give us? Do you want us to go meet somewhere so it can be more secure?
You guys are gonna go. You're gonna go meet up with Peter Warren, her agent, over at his place. and he's gonna give you everything he knows. He's kind of scrambling. He asked me to assemble a team, so I'm assembling a team. He'll pay. I think he's gonna pay you directly on this one. But like I said, I know it's your friend. Money's money. I'll get my cut from Peter once this is all settled. But you know, Lorna, she did good. She did right by the neighborhood a lot. So this might this is gonna go a little way with me too. So I strongly suggest you reach out to Peter Warren and set up a meeting with him, and he'll give you all the details he has.
Do you have his contact information?
I do. I'll send it over.
Okay.
Your eye flickers, and the contact is downloaded into your Nexus control book.
All right, Mr. MacTyre. Pleasure doing business with you.
You as well.
Hang up.
Nope. Okay.
I immediately dial up Peter Warren.
It rings for a couple seconds. A weird tone comes through, and then that same face that you saw in the club, how it was twisted and like, you know, like obviously distorted, comes up. Mm-hmm. Yes, who's this?
James Dunn, Dr. James Dunn. We're calling because of Lontach MacTyre. He told us to talk to you.
Okay. You're calling about Lorna.
Yeah. You want us? Where do you want to meet to talk more about details?
Why don't you come over my place? Come over to the recording studio, and we'll you know, we'll sit down here, and I'll give you all the information I have and whatever I can do.
Okay.
About an hour.
Do I know where that is?
No, but
Just offhand.
no.
Okay.
But I'll send the information over, and you guys can meet me here, and I'll fill you in what I know, and hopefully enough for you guys to get started. So.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Hang up. I turn to the rest of the group and go, 1 hour. We got to go pick up Ant and then get there.
But Mike, would I know how long it would take to get to Ant and then get to there? Like, is an hour enough time, or is it close?
Give me a common knowledge.
This
Or streetwise. Either one of those.
common knowledge.
Yep.
And 11.
You are sure you can get Ant and get there before the hour is up.
Okay. Jesse's just gonna sigh, like shove down his food, and fuck, man, I gotta get dressed already. Ugh.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I just need another cigarette before we go, and I'm just gonna crawl through the window, or crawl through the hole in the wall, and start getting ready for the day. This time, I'm actually gonna remember my gun.
Okay.
Good idea.
So if you look at the map, the map of Hyde Park, it's on the eastern side. It's kind of like right off one of the highways. But you think you got plenty of time to get over there and grab Ant, and then meet Peter Warren over at the office.
He's just gonna do the usual, like slick his hair back, put a beanie down, like throw some less stinky clothes on, grab his stuff, and meet up with the group once again with a newly fresh lit cigarette.
Okay.
We'll I'll be getting dressed, get the clothes back on, everything to go.
As soon as we get the information, get the all clear to get ready to go, I'm just gonna go. All right, lads, get gear up. Make sure you got everything. The thing you forget will the thing to save your life. As I grab the kit, my gun, get my armor jacket on, just make sure I've got everything. Do a double and triple check, and I look over to James and say, make sure you send the location data over to Jesse. All right, we need to get there double quick smart.
Pull it up on my Nexus and just kind of flip it out.
Yep.
Like to all of them at once, and then I call up Ant.
Yo.
We'll be there shortly.
Okay.
Bring all your shit.
All right.
Short and to the sweet as always, James. I love it.
Straight to the point.
It's just that communication you get
communication
when you put together just for a short bit.
Yeah. Just knowing what the important parts are. Yeah. So get ready. I grab a couple of I think I grabbed 2 medic kits and then the patches that I have left
Okay.
on me.
Okay.
So
All right. So you guys make your way outside, and Jesse,
Time to
let's-
warm up old Betsy.
make that roll.
Make that roll, baby.
Do it. There it is.
There she
Oh,
is.
it's got the
17.
magic touch. 17.
Damn.
What'd you
She
get?
is good in the morning.
What'd you get, Jesse?
Jesse got a 17 for making sure that old Betsy can start.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the next time after this, it is an automatic start for Bessie. Okay.
Got it.
Alrighty. So Jesse jumps into the car seat. Wipes the dashboard down real quick, and gets a little scuff off of it. Looks good. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. Oh! Cranks it over, and it roars to life. In all, it's spray painted gold glory.
Mhm. That's right.
All right. So you guys make your way over to Anton. And when, it takes about, it only takes about 10, 15 minutes to get there. You pull up in front of the Ant-Man's house. And what are you guys doing?
I wait for him to come down, and then as soon as he comes down, I'm gonna start heading over to the studio.
Okay. All right. After a couple minutes, Ant jogs down the steps with his stuff and hops in the car, and you guys make your way over. Again, it takes you like 25 minutes to get back over to that side of the side of the hide, and you get to the building, and this is a nicer looking building. Nicer is a relative term for, you're in a 4 territory. But compared to a lot of the buildings in the area, it's washed. You know what I mean? The glass on the windows is still there. It's not like burned out. It's not a hobo, it's not a crack shack. You know what I mean? So, and it's got a sign above it, indicating a recording studio. So.
Okay. We step out, or I step out, and just a coat and walk up to the door. Is there anybody at the door?
Yes. Yeah, there's a security guard, the average security guard standing at the doorway.
I walk up to the security guard and go, I'm Dr. James Dunn. This is my associates. We're here to speak to Mr. Warren.
1 second, sir. And he goes down to his Nexus and hits a couple buttons, and he brings up the palm of his hand and places it by your face, and he says, "Okay, go inside and go upstairs. 2nd floor, first door on your right."
Second floor, first door on my right. Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm just kind of give him the high sign to come follow me.
I'll immediately follow after James, and as in my usual typical fashion, just be keeping I'll watch out the place, just learning the surroundings and the environment.
Okay. Alrighty. So you guys go upstairs, and you're there's a glass and wireframe old style door, which is kind of unusual in this world, where you're typically more of high tech security. But again, you're in a pretty poor area, so I think people do the most with what they have available to them. So you walk up to the door, and you go in, and a man stands before you, and I'll show you what he looks like. So the man that stands before you is a big man. He's a large man. He's a 6'4", pretty muscular, grizzled. He has like a short beard. His ears are augmented, and he has 2 glowing green augments on the underside of his ear. Coming down his neck are 2 as additional augments, and he's wearing a brown leather jacket with like a graphic tee under it, and he looks at you, comes in, and he goes, James Dunn.
In the flesh. These are my associates. Point, kind of gesture back towards the other folks.
Why don't you follow me into my office? And he steps up to a door on the eastern side of the room, opens it, and motions for you guys to walk in. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough chairs for everybody, but we should all fit in there.
I'm sure some of them would prefer to stand anyways.
I'll nod knowingly at that.
All right. So
I'll walk in, take a seat.
All right. So as you guys filter into the office, all over the walls are photographs and hollow photographs of Peter Warren with a lot of the superstars of the era. There's music acts. There's different kind of celebrities. If they're famous, they're pretty much on Warren's wall. And all the picture is Warren with one of his giant arms around them, smiling through his thick black beard. Most of the photos are they're signed like, "Thanks, Peter. Hey, PJ, thanks a lot. You're the best, Pete," or compliments like that. The one on his desk right now is a picture of him and Lorna Jericho. They're standing together, smiling, and she's holding a bottle of water. And he's kind of looking at her like a proud father. It's signed, "For believing in me, all my love, Lorna." He walks up to the desk, picks up this picture, and looks at the picture of Lorna and him, and he just kind of wistfully looks down at it, and he just says, "I bought her a gun."
Why?
Dark. Johnny Dark.
Why don't you just hire someone?
Because somebody can't always be there. You all saw what happened at the club. You were there that night.
Yeah.
The only reason she survived there is because I grabbed her and dragged her out.
And you know why we were there that night, right?
To see your friend.
Yeah. So this is as important to us as it is to you. Trust me.
So I got her out that night, and she had been telling me, Lorna has such a conflicted past. She grew, as you guys know, she grew up in Hyde Park, and she fell in with that Dark guy, and those musicians. Thinks he's God's graces the earth. He's just arrogant, and Lorna was the one that carried him with her talent, like the songs she wrote, the what she brought to the music. Johnny was obviously the front man, but Lorna she was the wind there. She was the guiding force in that. And I don't think Dark liked it when his little pet left. I think we all saw what happened when Lorna left, and he kind of faded into obscurity, and now Lorna comes back. She's only been back a month, and, she's rising through, she's played everywhere worth playing in Hyde Park, and she's going to be, we're getting requests to book her in other boroughs. So it's, I don't know. She's been, she's talking about him, and then she's talking about this reporter. This reporter she's been kind of talking to lately, he's in charge of some data feed. What's it called? I can't remember. It's I looked up the guy. He's a piece of he's a white piece of paper. But his info dump is all political. He I searched through the Nexus, and this guy's all political. We all know the corps run the governments here, that kind of shit. I tried to get my thumb on him, but he's kind of dodgy. He when she got sober, she got all political. And this guy had something to do it. What's his name? What's his name again? Scorpio Sage. That's his name. When she's not on tour, she's I don't think I have to tell you guys. She's very proud of the people in Hyde Park, and she wants to bring, some of that wealth into and bring our city back to what it used to be. But I mean, that's a fucking pipe dream. It's just, I don't know. But this guy Scorpio Sage, he's been filling her head through the political stuff. Said, so. I don't know. If I had to take my educated guess, I'd say Dark. I would strongly look at Dark. I'd strongly look at this guy, the Scorpio Sage guy. I don't know. I got her out of the club. I got her to an apartment. We pay for our apartment. We pay for all our bills. So like, this is not good for me either from a financial standpoint. So that's why I'm putting this bounty up, because we need to get her back. I mean, besides, okay. I care about her. She's all the political stuff aside, I don't get involved with it. My deal is I like making money, but she's also a good person. There's no doubting that she's a good person. So I'd like to see her get back. And with everything that's been going on in the Hyde lately, with these girls going missing, it just, it might not be Dark.
Backtrack it. Girls going missing?
Yeah, there was a girl that went. Funny enough, there's a girl that went missing almost exactly one cycle from when the other night when you guys were, that girl that got killed at the Rat. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like almost exactly a cycle.
Since then.
Yeah, since the first death. The first death was kind of similar. A girl got kidnapped. She got, they found her the next day and, sliced up pretty good. Decon, like straight decon. Like whoever doing this is not out there doing this for money or, I mean, look, you look around the city and it's a nasty place, but however, like, somebody kidnaps somebody and they end up killing them. They don't decon them, like the family could, eventually pay for getting it back. It's just like, I don't know. It's just dark times in this shithole.
I'm going to lean forward at this point, and I've just been silent in the background the entire time, just sort of like, not in the shadow, but just kind of watching. I'm just going to lean forward and go, ritual marks.
Well, yeah, there was some kind of symbol on the body. It was on the cheek or something like that.
Xero lets out a low groan and rumble.
I'm going to look over Xero and just nod. We know. So at this point, I'm just going to then chime in. How much?
I mean, what do you think is fair?
Business. How much?
What do you think is fair?
Well, we need to, pay the bills. That costs money.
Yeah.
And one of us is got other things he has to pay off. Personal matters. So and I look at him and I go like, how much? Let me discuss with my associates and we'll figure it out real quick.
Sure. I'm gonna run out. I'll grab you guys some drinks and I'll come back in a minute.
Something strong, stims, whatever it is.
Damn.
Legal, stims. None of that.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't want to be a drooling mess. I want to be awake.
And here's the crystal method all over again.
For yourself, man.
I kind of check, look at all of them, kind of huddle together and go, okay, let's throw out numbers. How much do we need? What's rent? What's
So Xero, after being quiet this entire time, looks at you and looks at the rest of the party and goes, "This is her. This is it. This is what started it all."
But it's gonna cost us money no matter what to do it, and I don't want to do this just for freebies.
I mean, what else are we gonna be doing on a weekend?
Making money one way or another. It doesn't matter who the contract is. It's a contract.
We made 500 person yesterday.
Yeah.
For a delivery job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. this is a lot more complicated than a delivery job. This is a full-on investigation, combing the streets, using our resources.
You want to call it $1,000 a person, and that'll cover overhead in case we've got to, grease palms and get gear and stuff.
Is that good enough for you? Because then you're the one who's got the whole big man with the sandwich problem.
Yeah, by the way, don't mention that in public anymore.
Well, I won't. I'm just said it was a personal matter.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it should work. I just paid him.
okay. All right. So $1,000 a person. So $5,000.
At least.
Okay.
Eyeball him
$5,000.
and see what he says.
I'll
All
go
right.
$8,000.
So he walks back in the room and he starts handing out drinks to all of you. It's a
I mean, the place is probably bugged, but it's most assuredly bugged. But
all right. So what are you guys thinking?
is this him asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. We go $8,000 total.
What about $4,000?
That would be what? That would barely cover expenses. We're doing it low because this is gonna take a lot of work. We're gonna have to hit the streets. We're gonna have to use our connections. We're gonna have to pay people. We're gonna have to. This isn't a simple task. It's Lorna, so we're not gonna charge you exorbitant fees for this.
Okay.
This is our friend too. So the least we can accept is $5,000.
Give me persuasion.
Okay.
I think it's persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talkie skill.
4.
I'll tell you what. How about $4,000 and $1,000 credit at Squeeze Place?
At Squeeze.
Yeah. He owes me a favor. Maybe I can call it in on this one.
Now look back at the rest of them. Go.
I give a single nod.
I'm gonna shrug, knowing we could get more for this, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's your call.
This is
It's fair to
exciting.
Lorna.
It's things. It's shiny.
It's things to do.
It's money.
Look at Ant and go.
Shrug. Just like,
Okay. That's fine. 4K plus the plus 1,000 credit.
All right.
yeah.
So he puts his arm out to you. Jimmy Dean, he puts his arm out to you and he's like, okay, I have the contract drawn up, lock nexuses. And as soon as the $4,000 will be in escrow and the 1,000, I will immediately send a message over to Squeeze Place and you should be able to collect on that immediately. I'll give that as a good faith upfront payment. But I guess that's how it gets started. You guys have any thoughts on where to get started?
Where was the apartment that you let her?
It's here in Hyde. It's up the street a bit.
We're gonna need access to
We
that
need
many
access
phone
to it.
records if you're paying for her.
We need to know if you know where Dark is, if he's in the Hyde or if he's somewhere else. We need to know where that is.
I can track down that information from you. So he flips open his wrist, starts punching through the numbers on it, and takes his 5 fingers, puts it on his wrist, and he flicks it out at all of you. You get every one of you get a little alert on your Nexus, and it says card access received. And with that is the location and coordinates of the of Lorna's apartment. I tell you, man, I mean, check out everything you can. Check the apartment. This guy Sage, track him down. I mean, Dark's gonna be. He's such a prick. He's probably not gonna be helping at all. But get started.
I mean, he's an entertainer. He runs in the same circles as you do. I figured you probably know best where to start looking for him.
I can find out. I can let me do some digging. I'll touch base with Squee. Maybe he's got an ear to the street on this one. but ever since he fell off, it's
So one big thing, don't tell anyone you hired us.
We don't need that kind of heat.
Do not spread the word that you've got anyone hired for this job.
fair enough. Fair enough. I'll put out the information that I'm waiting for BPD to investigate.
That'll work.
All right. Looks
All
like
right.
we got some legwork to do.
Good at it, lads.
Crystal method. Let's roll.
We'll be in touch.
All right. I wish you guys the best. I mean, dear friend, it's a positive person in this community,
We'll
and it's
find
money,
her.
and it's money. At the end of the day, it's money too. So, I'm
Yeah.
One
Money's
other
nice. but-
thing I wanted to mention though is our Nexus. I've been, our first step was to try to trace the Nexus. Get no response from it. It says offline. She never logs off. She says hyper reality is her new buzz. I guess it's better than that shit she used to pump into her body.
I just glance over at Jesse.
Drug.
Glance over at Jesse.
everyone looks over at Jesse as she says that.
Hey, man, I only get good stuff.
Yeah.
Then yeah, okay, we'll take a look into that. I'll have Ant look into that.
I'm sure there's a reason for it being offline. We'll
Yeah.
find it. So we'll make a move to leave at this point, I assume.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I figured we'd leave.
Okay. You guys get out. Betsy starts up immediately at the approach of Jesse Raines.
He turns that mental screwdriver into his in the starter block.
Exactly.
I just plug in, man.
I'm imagining that like when you plug in, it's just like a little avatar of a like those flathead screwdrivers, like as a temporary starter kind of.
No, it's that old wire hanger that's really horrifically broken apart down in a
Yeah.
window. And,
Oh God.
Just charred.
He's got scorch marks on his fingertips from trying to get him to work.
So the second we're in the car and Betsy starts up, I go, all right, who the hell is going to tell me about the crazy Illuminati markings on the lady?
I'll at this point I'll pull up the images that I have on my Nexus as being the one I was the pictures originally. I'll send them over, and I'll look over at James and said I was gonna sort of hold on to this until it was absolutely necessary, only because I know how squeamish you get. However, it is now necessary. I'll flick over them and say you might want to brace yourself. It's not pretty.
I look at it and go, well, it's a body.
Yes, look at the markings though.
Hey Mike, can I get a streetwise roll about the markings?
I believe you did already.
You already did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
It's like a
you
demon or some shit.
it was a so it's what you would call an occult symbol, but it was it falls under under the I'm going to share it again right now. But you think it falls it's a symbol that roughly falls under the Christianity. It's either some angelic or demonic presence.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we established last time it was some sort of a demonic sigil or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The religious cultist group that were committing real death murders on augmented individuals. To which is the information I'll then relay over to James and basically say this is what we found out from our investigations. For all intents and purposes, it seems to be some occult activity, and judging by the information we just got, it would appear this is not the first time it's occurred. We only saw the first body, and the testimony seems to confirm this has happened more than once.
So,
Well-
like, being that my father was a good Christian Cuban man, is there a possibility that we have a family church?
You could find a church you could probably find a church in the area.
You think maybe we've got like a classic like family priest, you know, that we've been to in the past?
It's not that normal in this world.
Okay.
It's more obscure. People tend to worship technology in this new world. So like a lot of the classical religions, like the Christianity based, all the when you think about religion, it's those have been relegated to like almost like an occult status rather than like a religion. People tend to deities have been pretty much dead, but people worship technology nowadays. So
okay,
it's not that common, but you could probably find a small Christian church if you wanted to.
I'm gonna look over at Anton across the car and go, "You think you could search something on the internet for this?"
I mean, I could have a look around, but I mean, I did that when I first found it, and there's not a whole lot. It's just weird symbol. I feel like I'd have to look at something like an old book for this.
Something special? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, man.
I mean, man, if it was tattooed on him, we could always try to find the artist.
So my papa used to belong to a church out in location XYZ because Jack doesn't.
Somewhere in the hide.
Yeah, somewhere in the hide. And I'm thinking maybe one of the pastors would have seen something like this, or if it's got any ties to the religion, maybe they know something.
Shrug my shoulders and sort of say, well, it's the best lead we've got with regards to this. This is definitely something with religion, and we can't find anything on the cursory search on the internet, so I think we'll have to go and find some specialist knowledge. I agree. What about you guys?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, that would be a good shot. I was also going to think we could probably call up the Officer Karanta.
Do we want to get her involved?
Karata. Well, she obviously has probably information about this, and she's probably the only damn cop left in the city who gives a shit about her job.
I'll call her on the way.
I mean, I can call her. I'll sweet talk her. I'll take her on a date.
Sweet
She'll be
Jesus,
listen,
butter in the
listen,
hand.
listen,
It'll be fine.
Listen.
What?
He may be right. Jesse may be the one who needs to talk to this.
Yeah, man. I mean, plus, like I said, I have. Y'all might not know this, but I have a plethora of tattoos everywhere. Mostly shitty than I don't remember half of them. But we can always I can see if I can just talk to some of my artist friends and just see if I can figure out if anyone's given one.
It wasn't a tattoo though. It was a carving.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was
I
a
just-
carving. Yeah. It was
Okay,
it was
Jesse might think it's a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a really bad tattoo.
I'm just going to say, this tattoo was given with a sharp end of a knife, yes? In the flesh.
Have you ever spent a night in prison?
Yes, I spent a night in prison.
Yeah, well, maybe you should look at your ass sometime.
So, gentlemen, I'd say that we have a couple of things to take care of. We need to go and take a look at this apartment first off. I think it's the first port of call. On the way, let's call up the officer and see if we can get some information regarding this entire situation. See if the cops have had any information regarding these chain of ritual killings. In the meantime, we'll also take a look at the religious angle. See if we can find a priest to tell us more about the sigil. I can't help but feel that these are all connected somehow. We just need to find the connection.
Yeah, man, it's a bit weird that all this shit has been happening, and now everything seems to keep coming back around.
Oh,
yeah.
We should also probably investigate the Nexus being offline. She has to still be alive, so we need to find out why that Nexus is offline and see if we can perhaps reactivate it remotely.
David, give me a common knowledge check, please.
I'll be driving towards the apartment this entire time.
Common knowledge, Badushkin. We are hitting with an 11.
Ooh. You're well aware that a Nexus can be offline in this world without the person being dead. I just want to make sure you guys knew that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I was literally
just
just about to jump in there.
Okay. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
I also was gonna look over Ant. I don't know anything about politics. I know it's a hacker thing. I know. Do you know anything about this Scorpio Sage guy?
Never heard of him. I can look it up though.
You probably have better traces than any of us do, unless, Protein Shake is leading the revolution and we don't know about it.
I mean, I haven't seen the name pop up on any of the forums I frequent, but I can definitely have a look.
Okay.
I'll sort of clap my hands together and say, all right, people, we have our jobs and time is money. Let's get on with it and get this one done.
All right, so
Get paid.
Jesse said you guys have been driving over, so so you guys get over to the apartment building. It was in a modest apartment in a bad part of town. Again, it's like slightly elevated, but the area is just hell. You know what I mean? You look at the building. It is a high security building though, but you do have the access granted you by Peter Warren. You pull up to the building. It's a couple stories tall, and David, you would probably notice that it looks well secured. You know what I mean? Zero, you as well for the if you're taking looking at the physical security of the building. I mean, it's got it's reinforced. The doors reinforced, and it looks like a good defensible building. So
it'd be sort of an above average level of security for the area.
Correct.
Okay.
So I immediately step right up with them and look like I own the place, trying to get in the front door.
Okay. So you walk up to the door. A hologram person. It's kind of interesting. So the hologram appears and kind of floats outside of the door. And welcome. Are you coming home for the day, sir?
Yes.
All right. Present your credentials.
And I do. I flash my wrist.
Okay. So the ghost says, I say ghost. I'm sorry. The hologram. I don't know why I said ghost. The hologram
says, "We will haunt your grave. Thank you for using this apartment complex."
Thank you for using Casper Security.
Oh my God.
Vector Apartments thanks you.
So you present your Nexus, and it's the hologram says, "Access Lorna Jericho's apartment." So the door pops open. When you walk in, there's a landing up to an elevator. The elevator opens up. You walk up to it, and a floor is already highlighted. As you guys file into the elevator closes. And it automatically starts going up a couple of floors. When you come to the landing, you see a door, and the door just glows lightly. It has this slight glow on it, and none of the other doors are glowing at this point. It's almost like it's just hued and selected. So, and you think it's based on your credential access level at this point. This is a hyper reality overlay showing which doors you have access to.
Whilst we're walking through and we're taking that interior passage, I'd like to be just checking the interior layout of the location and also making a note of any security cameras.
All right.
I think he froze.
He may have froze, yeah.
Loken did? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was wondering what he's sort of.
Oh.
He's coming back.
Oh.
There we go.
There he is.
I'm sorry, are we good?
We're good now.
Yeah.
Yep. So you were
Okay.
So you were taking you're just visually looking to see where the security cameras and everything are.
So yeah, I wanted to just check again a tactical layout of the interior just to see if there are any advantages we can
Certainly.
use. So for just your cameras, if there are any defenses whatsoever, then just note their location.
Okay. So
Casing the joint.
he is casing the joint.
I'm casing the joint, yeah.
So when you get off the elevator and you look down, so you're looking down the right side of the hall, David, and that's the door that's currently glowing. Like I said, that overlay. When you look down at the end of the hallway, there is a conspicuous bubble on the ceiling. As you swing your head the other way to look down the other side, there's a conspicuous bubble there as well.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure that we had some knowledge on that.
Can we get history or anything that's possibly stored on any hard drives that may have
Yeah.
noticed her coming and going? I don't know how these computer thingies work that well.
Anton?
As I glance at Anton.
Yeah, Anton, is there any chance you can pull up any security feeds or any interior surveillance from the last 24, 48 hours?
I mean, I can certainly try. That's a lot of footage to go through, though.
I'm sure you're up to the task, my good man.
Anton, give me a smarts.
Smart. Chop.
He's got the smarts.
12.
Anton, you think realistically that you could probably get that information from Peter, since they, they kind of control this apartment. So that could probably be pulled legally.
Okay.
I
mean-
Here's the question: do you want to hack it still?
It is tempting. At the same time, it's also kind of routine, I think, at this point.
I would also ask Anton if you would be able to. So my David's mind right now is we're inside of an apartment. We know it's control.
Oh, you haven't gotten to the apartment yet. You haven't. You're still in the hallway.
He's breaking a little bit more.
He's coming back.
We
Can't hear you.
right
No, looking. Why don't we take we're almost to a break anyway, so let's take a quick break, and
break.
Loken can, he can check into his stuff, and we'll get back. We'll come back in about 5-10 minutes, depending on getting the. Might have to restart the stream one time, but that won't be a big deal. But we'll see you back in about 10 minutes, and we'll see you then. And good. So much for your patience. We got Loken reconnected, and we should be good to go. So before the break, our party had arrived at Luna Jericho's apartment, had arrived at the building, accessed the building, and is now currently on the floor to her apartment. So we're going to leave it at the party at this point.
Okay. So as I got cut off last time, I'll finish off what I was saying when I was cut off. So we had just asked about security. I just asked Anton about security footage, and the other thing I wanted to ask was whether or not Anton could keep a passive surveillance on the cameras whilst we were investigating the apartment.
Anton,
What does that mean?
Well, that basically, I want you to keep an eye on the cameras whilst we go and rummage around the place, and no one untoward with potentially guns and/or other lethal intent comes and tries to kill us.
I think he wants you to observe a live feed of the cameras so that we're not getting ambushed.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I can try and ask for the feeds to see what happens. I think you're being paranoid, though.
I'm never paranoid. I'm always prepared.
It's David. Of course, he's paranoid.
Have you seen a number of times where my paranoia has paid off? I think at this point I have earned a modicum of maybe not quite the paranoid,
It
She
just means
shrugs
he
it.
has a stick up his ass, but it's usually for a good cause. So we, just go along with it. He usually knows his stuff.
He shrugs
Yeah,
at this point and just goes and just points in the general direction of Jesse. Even he gets it.
Well, then I'll get the access, and you can watch them while I actually look around.
I mean, I'll shrug him at the point and say, fair enough. Suit yourself, sunshine.
I just
Right,
walk up
good.
and open the door with my Nexus.
Yeah.
While they're arguing, I open it up.
All right. James, as you walk up to the door, interface comes up on the it's a hyper object. It comes up and it's like a circular UI kind of thing. And as you present your Nexus, welcome home, Lorna. And the door swings open. Lights come on. It looks like there's a lot of automated features, as and you're surprised when you open the door and you walk into the door. It's a very it's a very nice apartment compared to probably anything you guys have seen in your life. There's actually there's an actual rug in it, which is insane. And there's like a water feature on the wall over, and it's a small apartment, but like I said, as you walk in, like a lot of the temperature it starts to raise up a little bit. Lights come on, and the apartment welcomes you home, Lorna.
Is it like
Leave the door open.
Is it like a studio, or is it like a little bit bigger, like bigger than that, or is it?
So the entryway opens up into a living/bedroom, and there is for her bed, she has a mattress. It looks like there's a mattress on the floor.
Okay.
It looks like there's a sliding door that leads to a toilet and the shower. And there's clothes piled on top of each other. And you look over, and who's in the apartment at this point?
Myself.
Just me. I guess other people come in.
I would follow. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, I'm gonna wait
outside.
outside and try and get on the horn about trying to get access to the building's security feeds.
All right. Are
And
you
I'll be
reaching out?
keeping a
Who are you
watch.
reaching out to, Anton?
Peter, I'll call him, see, because apparently they control most of the apartment.
Yep. All right. So you call over to Peter. Have you found anything?
Yeah, we just arrived here. I'd like, if possible, access to the security feeds. Maybe we could see if anyone came in, rooted around, or if she left, was brought here. Just stuff to spool through if it's available.
Okay. Limited to that floor, or what do you need?
Preferably the whole building. We don't know if it was if they came in and took her. We don't know where they could have come in from. So the whole building would be helpful.
I can do the I can't do the individual apartments. I can do her apartment, and I can do the like the hallways and the exterior.
That'll do for the time being.
Okay. So he turns to the side, and you see him just he starts punching numbers into his desk, and you get a message on your Nexus. It pops up. It says access granted.
All right, wonderful. I'll keep you informed of any developments, man.
Okay, sounds good.
So I make a beeline for the fridge,
Okay.
pop it open.
The fridge is filled with vegetables and fruits, most of which are starting to go bad. Suddenly a noise from the from out in the by the bedroom happens to go off. It's a meow. I can't do a cat. Meow. You hear a meow.
Oh shit, she has a kitty, and I'm gonna like look.
So Zero, most of the food in the fridge is starting to go bad at this point. There's a lot of vegetables and fruits. And Jesse, when you walk around, you see that it's actually a hollow pet, which are more common than actually having another living creature, feline now. So,
First and foremost, the most important part, I try to find something to snack on. Then,
so you find some just tubes of like protein, and like
fantastic.
protein and there's other tubes of plant matter.
Okay.
So you do know like fresh fruit is kind of a luxury in this world.
Yeah.
But it spoils a lot quicker than in the normal world.
So I take the tube of protein and I tear it off and I start snacking on it and I shut the door with my hip and I look back in the general direction of the crew and I go, well, it's been more than a day or two she's been home because there's food and it's spoiling. So it's been a while. Then I take a big mouthful of food and with a mouthful I go, and there's no more good food left. Everything's gone.
All right, I look at the
Is
other
there like
guys.
windows, or is there like a balcony or anything, or is it like an internal apartment?
Let me check for you. It's an internal apartment. There's no windows.
Okay. Okay. Does it look like it's been like rummaged through, or if like anyone's like touched anything, or does it just look like someone? Like, can we tell if it looks like someone was like looking for anything, if there was a struggle or anything else like that?
Give me a notice check.
Okay. That is a 5.
You don't think anybody's been in here since you don't think there's any signs of struggle, and you don't think anybody's been in here since Jericho was last in here. You do notice there's some kind of device inside the building, inside the room. It looks to be so again, there's no signs of force entry. There's a device there that I don't think you've seen before, Jesse. It's an electronic device, and it looks like it's hooked up to the network.
I'm gonna like walk over to it and just kind of like pick it up and like look at it, like do like the whole thing where I'm trying to figure out what it does, but I have no goddamn idea where to start.
Okay.
Like, just flipping around, like hoping there's like a name or something, or like the instructions.
No, it's just like, you know what I mean? It got an interface on it, but and there's no actual physical buttons. There's a spot for a Nexus and integration point, but that's it.
I'm just gonna look at it and be like, I'm just gonna scream, "Ant, get your ass in here!"
Okay, I'll sort of listen to this, and I'll just like flick the access over to David and just go, "It's your problem now."
I'll come over the comm. Seeing as I'm going to stand outside and just kind of keep a watch whilst monitoring this particular these camera feeds. So
Okay.
I can see it, like, downstairs. I'm just going to come over the comms and say, "Gentlemen, make sure you look at any data entries, any logs, any messages, anything that could tell us any communications that she may have had in the past before she went missing."
Okay.
And then I'll hear the scream of Jesse, and I'll be like, "Anton, sounds like you're up."
Yeah, I'll flick up the cams and just head inside.
While that's happening, I'm going to do a quick notice check just to glance around the room. I want to look at pictures. I want to look at decorations, placement of things. I'm trying to figure out what Lorna's headspace was when she was living here.
So
you can tell a lot by what people decorate their houses with.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna let Anton's resolve first, and it might help you out,
Okay.
James. Okay.
all right.
So you go into the apartment, Anton.
Yeah, I'll head over to Jesse and just go, "What'd you find, man?"
I don't know. It's a weird thing plugged into another thing. I don't know. I haven't seen one before. I feel like you knowledge types might know.
Okay. Do I see something different, or do I just see what Jesse is seeing?
Give me a common knowledge roll, please.
Okay. Again, +2 for my eStream attachment. 7.
All right. So what this is, it's essentially a music interface. It's a way for Jericho to compose music. She can log into the system, store data on it, store tracks. It also hooks into her private network. This would be where she would she'd compose all her work, put notes on her songs, music. She could do voice notes, stuff like that. So
It's just like a big tape recorder, basically.
more so, it's an instrument for composing the music as well.
Okay.
So like she could interact with it, and she could think, okay, I know a note here, and she could physically, you know what I mean? She could change the structure of the song by moving hyper objects around. And
neat.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Virtual reality Cubase, got it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there like a last accessed or any recent files with a date timestamp on them?
So when you try to use your Nexus to grab it, to interface with it, it basically comes back with a triple beep indicating that you don't have access.
I'm just gonna snicker at that and say no. So hacking roll to get past the firewall.
Yep.
+1 cutter edge.
So it is it's a hand. So it's a 5, which I think equates to a -2. I forget that conversion at the moment.
Yeah, so home access network, difficulty rating of 4. It's actually just it can be anywhere between 4 and 6 depending on the difficulty.
Yeah, it's a 5. So
Okay,
it would be a
fine.
-1.
So it would be a -1.
Okay.
So I'll just say that negates my cutter edge, and we'll just do a standard hacking roll,
Okay.
which is a 6.
Okay. So a pleasant chime goes off as Anton reaches over and accesses this machine. Once you're inside this, Anton, you realize this is actually not just you've gained access to a personal network as well. If you spend a couple minutes, you realize that there's like a lot of half-finished songs on there. There's a lot of there's some finished songs. There's some half-finished songs. There's maybe some just like general thoughts when it comes to a melody of music. Her most recent one she's been reaching on is called Takre's Blues. It's an instrumental song. But when you there are a few sampled words on the track, and it kind of sounds like that sample was like an interview with a man on the street, and city noises can be heard layered into that track. It says, "The res? Man, yeah, that's a rich man's junk. Ain't no poor man gonna get the res. You won't see it down here, man. You won't see it on the street. You'll only find that up high in the clouds where they can look down and dream in fear that they're only one step away from falling down with the rest of us, or jumping, or getting pushed."
Bold statement. So
Anton,
this is the most recent one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a date stamp on it?
There is not, but there would be. It would be 2 days prior to the you guys meeting up with her at the rat.
Right.
And so as you're poking around in there, you do find an encrypted file on the network that you have not been able to access yet.
Yes. Try and get in. Hacking or programming for that?
Hacking, please.
Okay. Yeah,
What'd
I'll
you-
roll
what-
a penny on that. Why not?
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So we're gonna re-roll that with a penny. Because I am very curious as to why she would be encrypting things, and we got another 3.
Nope.
Try again.
Benny,
Come on,
Benny,
Ted.
Benny.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
There you go.
I have them. I'll use them.
All right, so I'm gonna share this with you, and Anton, I'm gonna have you read this, okay? For the benefit of the audience.
Righto.
And then you can save this for future use. So, if you could read that for everybody.
Okay. I'll encrypt the file. Appears to be some sort of chat log between Lorna and this person called Sage, who we know is our hacker. And it starts off with Lorna going, "I always thought it was leaked from the government." Sage responds with, "It wasn't leaked. They were robbed." "Oh, who?" "An MC." "A what?" "A Merc Corp, mercenary corporation." "What's that?" "A company with no nationality, no loyalty to any country. They could do what they want because they have no accountability." This sounds hard to believe. Think about it. You buy an island, you hire out to the highest bidder. Government wants torture done, they hire you. They want ethically questionable research, they hire you. Man, fuck. It started with wars putting money in other countries. Then they figured out if they could put their money there, why not just buy their own land and run things the way they want? Well, what about international law? They're a core, not a country. So national laws don't apply to them, only corporate ones. So the Merc Corp got a hold of the RES and started distributing. Yeah, which one? I'm still figuring that out. Got a lead? Well, I had a lead, haven't heard from him. Hey, almost time for the show. Gotta go. Well, be careful. It's my new #1 rule. End of file. And I've just been reading this aloud as I explain that this is an encrypted file I found.
You also find
Jericho's your stage name,
right,
isn't it?
right.
Yeah.
And I want to clear up because I think maybe you misheard me. Sage is a reporter.
Okay.
Raven, it was
Yeah.
the hacker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard that from James.
Yeah.
I was like,
remember
oh,
this.
she's involved with the hacker.
So
They're
what
both
I said,
political.
what I said was he's a political person, and I figured that he was a hacker, so he'd probably know that world a little bit better. Yeah.
Right, so, okay. Sage is a reporter. So this was like an interview. Interesting.
So Anton, as you're poking around in there, you find one more thing. You find a contact. Not really a contact. Actually, it's more of a procedure for meeting with Scorpio Sage. She tells her, use the smartphone I gave you. Call the number for Judith and leave a message. I will text you. I will text you where to meet me.
I'm just sort of mulling this over. I don't have the smartphone. I don't have the number. Wonder if she would have written this anywhere. Probably not. Like I said, I'm literally just saying this out loud as I'm like looking through files.
Okay.
So like, just anyone like nearby is just hearing my internal monologue.
Make notes of it there. And everything
Yeah,
you
already
can.
done. I'm taking everything I can.
And give me a investigation check and a -2 penalty, please.
Okay, that's gonna be a hell of a roll.
All the bennies.
Oh,
Hey.
there you
Never
go.
mind. Fucking hell, 7.
Wow.
Wow, I'm impressed. Anton, as you're poking around, you find a sub-network. It's cloud-based with tougher firewalls.
Interesting. Okay. I think this is a situation that requires a seat, so I'll go find a seat and sit down and get through.
Okay. What is everybody else doing while Anton is looking through this network?
I am playing with the Hollow Pet.
I'm guessing I finished my protein by now.
Yes.
So, I'm immediately going to turn into Sherlock Zero. I'm gonna grab a notice roll, and I literally just want to fine-tooth comb, like look through like all the obvious physical areas to see if there's any signs of foul play, or perhaps something misplaced,
Okay.
or place something that could be hidden.
Okay. Give me a notice check.
Okay. That's an 11.
Zero, you spent some time searching throughout methodically searching throughout the apartment. As you do so, it leads you into the bathroom. When you get into the bathroom, you look around and you kind of something is not right about the toilet. It looks like the corner of the top of the tank is slightly elevated.
Stick your head in it.
Somebody upper decked her before she got kidnapped.
Oh my god.
And of course, I take the lid off to take a look inside.
As you flip the top of the lid over, there is a very old cell phone that is wrapped in plastic and taped very well to the top of the tank, like the underside of the top of the tank.
I'll take it out very carefully, and I'll wipe it off with a towel, make sure it's all nice and dry. Shove it in my pocket, look inside to see if there's anything else in there.
Doesn't appear to be anything else there. So
Okay. Then I'll close the top, walk back out. Hey Doc. I palm the phone. Somebody upper decked her, and I toss the phone at him.
Got it. And go. What?
It was in the water tank. you remember when we were in high school and we used to mess with the other kids? We went to their houses. We pooped up in the toilet top. Same thing. It was in the toilet tank.
This is a phone.
Yeah, never mind.
And there's a phone here.
Phone. Give me that right now.
Right now.
I hand it to Ant.
now.
So,
Be
yeah,
careful, it's got toilet water on it. Apparently someone pooped in it. That's what Protein Shake said.
Oh God. I need to go back to the ice box.
I hold it. I roll up my sleeve and hold it like this.
I'll start going through her bedroom. I'll see if there's anything in her bedroom. Just kind of idly take my time and look through drawers underneath them and the usual.
Okay, yeah. Gonna try and open the smartphone.
Okay. So this is like a brick style old school Nokia. Like you could beat somebody to death with it. It's got all the buttons on the outside. Yeah.
Not a smartphone. Okay, so
That might have been a smartphone.
did these have
Remember,
pin
we're
codes? I
dealing
don't
with
even know. They're probably
No.
we're dealing with 1980s technology in the
no.
future.
It was literally just hold the hash key until it unlocked.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. So open it up, look through contact, and see if there's a Judith in there.
You flip through and there's in fact a Judith there.
I mean, I look back at the sentence and it's just like weird version of the word smart, but okay. But yeah, I'll pocket that for later use and then go back to poking at this subnetwork.
Okay. Okay. So you start. So the subnetwork is layered underneath the primary network in this building. So at this point, you're looking at the physical building. The building itself has their own network with security, as you guys are aware, because David Greyson is currently monitoring it. You have accessed Lorna Jericho's personal, home access network, and underneath it is like a stealth layered cloud-based network. And you think it's if you want to learn more information about it, you can.
I would definitely like to. So I'm going to try and breach through the firewall of this network. So
Okay.
hacking at a what?
-4.
Okay, -4, minus thank putter. And that is not the correct roll, but so that's a 1. We're gonna reroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
5.
It's a 5. So 8 - 3 for 5. There you go.
Mhm.
So a light goes off and a little crest pops up, and it like fans out and then closes, and you get a little noise that you have gained access. So Anton, what you see or what you discover is give me a D4 roll, please. Yep.
It's a 2.
All right. So you find an engram embedded in this network. It's rated 2. It's a rated 2 AMS. And looking at it, you realize that this engram is configured to work with Lorna Jericho
Okay.
in her Nexus. It's attuned for her Nexus.
What type of engram is it?
I have to get you that information. What do you know about engrams, Anton?
I'm very well aware that skill engram technology for our viewers is is a technology that is implemented within your each citizen's tap that maps the brain while performing a task, and then uses that to perform the task again, much like you've practiced it like 5,000 times. It's very much the Matrix version of plugging in the Kung Fu disc, and then it maps it to your brain so that it feels like you've performed those Kung Fu moves thousands of times and you're able to do them.
So what does this indicate that Lorna would have access to taps attuned to her Nexus?
Depending on what type of tap it is, it could at the low active memory sector, or AMS, of 2. AMS is very similar to RAM. You can only run a certain number of engrams at a time before you get your overflow. But yeah, at a level 2, it's very weak. It could be something for self-defense. It could be something to enhance one of her abilities. I believe it could also be some sort of stealth module. It could also just be straight up security improvements.
So what kind of citizen would have this, something like this? What kind of skill set person would have something like this?
Again, depending on the type of engram, they are very expensive to purchase. They're not as expensive to make, but they are quite difficult if you don't know how to, and can take a lot of time and can corrupt your central exit processor if not done correctly.
Could James Dunn or David Greyson or Xero make one of these, or even Jesse?
They could certainly try. They would probably not be met with very much success, and it would take them much longer than it would for someone like Anton to do so.
Okay. So what does that tell you about Lorna Jarko?
She has someone very skilled with programming these things, helping her. She herself is skilled in programming, or she bought one of these to either enhance her abilities or for self-defense, or this was bought for her.
Okay. You come across a data file and on the network as well. And the data file reads, pneumatic weaponry, 14241 Associates Way. They tell you how to hope. They tell you how to vote. They tell you how to fear. They tell you who to fantasize about. And it's called Your Idea. Contracts with advertising, a shoe commercial, a baking powder commercial, a medicine commercial, all have identical phrases and images. These aren't commercials for shoes or baking powder or medicine. They're signals, weapons. Don't trust, don't trust, don't trust, don't trust, don't trust.
Hey, James,
Yeah.
this whole lizard people thing.
Doesn't sound too crazy now, does it?
Tell me more.
Jesse?
I've been showing you all this shit for years.
Yeah, but you're crazy and do a lot of drugs. He's a
Hey,
doctor.
man, you ever think that maybe I'm the sane one and you all are the crazy ones?
No. No.
Hey, for all I know, you're just an imagination in my own head.
Jesse, look at me. I watched you huff ether. Not like a bit, like the entire can.
Yeah, which means you could be just in my head right now.
Hey,
I'm only
hey,
like
hey, hey,
30% sure
can you-
you're real.
Shut up, shut up.
Shut the fuck up for a
fuck up.
second. I
This is
think I
serious
have,
shit.
I think I know what's going on. You think that the person who's been messaging us all this creepy crypto shit is the same person who did all this other shit?
I have no idea. There's so much to unpack here.
I'll chime in on
should
the
go
comms
home
and say
and get
it
out of
sounds
here.
logical.
Actually, we could stay here.
No one wants to stay here. Trust me.
Why?
Because if
It's
she
safe,
ends up
it's
dead, I'm
secure.
not even back in jail.
We have access. It's legal.
No, but I mean, like if she ends up dead and they find out that we had access and we're an unofficial investigation crew and there's lots of complicated shit that I don't want to get involved in right now.
You know what? Normally, I'd argue with you. This time, not so much.
You're staying here?
No.
Because the lizard people
Yeah.
in the Illuminati living underground, all right?
I bet you they're screwing with the dolphin people too. It's fucking flippers.
Yeah. And does this have anything to do with that thing we found earlier?
What thing?
The thing I gave you to crack. You said it was going to take you too longer.
I don't know. I need time to put all the pieces together, and you guys aren't helping.
How can we help?
Well,
Anton, I'm sorry. I left one last piece out. So there's a handout I gave you, and I'd like you to read it, please. Okay. It's the one I just popped again.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that one again? You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Read that one.
So is this like a note on the network or one that I
Yeah,
found
this is a
while
note
you're
on the
buying?
network. This is the last piece of information you found. It's the last file on the network, on that sub network.
Hey,
Oh, look, there's like so much information on it. Like, look, listen to this one. It says, you see it, hear it, never stop seeing it, never stop hearing it. You wake up on Monday and you aren't there and you aren't you anymore. You're them. Like, what does that even mean? I fucking know, man.
I got it.
Lizard
So here,
people.
let me break this down for you. All right, so you go to sleep. You eating shit, you're drinking shit, you're watching shit, all right? But when you go to sleep, they have these like robotic mice things. They go into your ear. They have like a probe. It goes into your brain. It reprograms your shit, and you're someone fucking different, man. This happened to my buddy Two Tones over on the west side. He just used to be like this cool cat, and then one day he all up and left. Like he had responsibilities and shit. That does not happen.
James,
I
I'm going to
check
get in
it-
my window.
I'm over. David,
Yes.
do you have a loaded gun?
Yes, I always have a loaded gun.
Can you come in here and shoot Jesse in the foot?
If it wasn't for the blood splatter and the fact that it would probably be incriminated, I would gladly assist. But as
Okay.
it stands, we have plenty of information and all conspiracy theories to one side. We've got plenty of stuff we need to go compile.
Guys,
we need to
I've
compile
got
this.
a crazy notion that I want to throw at you. There was that instrument with the partially recorded songs, right?
Yes.
What if she's putting out messages with her songs to the underground? These people that she's trying to talk to.
Can we download them?
Why don't we just take them? Stop
We
anybody
can.
else from getting them.
Can you destroy any access and nobody else can get this, Ant?
And it's a set top device. You know what I mean? Like that.
Oh, it's an actual, it's a physical access.
Yeah, it's
I
a
thought it was
physical
like a
device
cloud
with
network.
it with an interface on it. Yeah.
And so we could unplug this and just literally take it with us.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's unplug it and take it with us then.
Okay.
You've better safe than software. Sorry.
I'm also going to do one little last look around, knowing all of this crazy stuff and looking at her decorations, her pictures, all that kind of stuff to see what I'm seeing in the room, if it makes any sense based off what I've been seeing.
There's not a lot of nostalgia there, James.
Okay.
It's utilitarian,
Like
but
corporate-
it's utilitarian, but it has like these weird like the hollow pet is like a weird, you know what I mean, juxtaposition there. It has like the automated lights, it has the automated like environmental and but there's not a lot. Based on what you see, you think, the primary device in this apartment was this device that she composed her music. She lives for this music, and that was the only thing in there that was like a sign of wealth or identity. So
Okay. So what I'm gathering is basically your description is that it's kind of like a furnished apartment that had nothing touched.
right.
Like-
I mean, the touches, her personal touches in here would have been like the stacks of clothes, her stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the food
But
in
like,
the fridge.
But like she didn't like put up pictures or have
No.
have like flowers in the entryway.
No,
Like it was just like it's bare bones plus her small touches.
Right.
While she was staying there.
Right.
Okay. All right, I think we got everything we can from here.
Hey, Ann, I don't know. Are you saying about help? I know this stuff. It's called Black Mist. It's like hyperdrive for the mind. So I know some tech people. They swear that shit, that they take it, it makes them like that much smarter. They can like hack shit better. And like, I might have a guy where I could get some shit for you to help.
Jesse.
What? It's good stuff. It does stuff.
It's also highly addictive.
It's not highly addictive compared to some of the other stuff I've tried. But no, man, it makes you smarter.
Yeah, and it can
Like-
mess you up.
It's reasonable price too, man.
I'm gonna poke my head around the
Yeah, I
door
mean,
and
I've
say,
heard
wasn't
of
it
it.
stuff that failed the drug trials and is extremely addictive and also potentially fatal?
No. That stuff is called Tank and Spank. That shit is wild. I won't even touch that shit. This stuff is just Black Mist, man. It just like makes you that much smarter.
Forgive me, and then I'll just roll my eyes and get back around the door again.
Let's take what we can and move on to the next target. Let's go to Thick Daddy's House
We
of
need to go
God.
and find a priest, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to make a point that I am taking the cat with me.
It's
Can you take
The
the
hollow
holocat
cat.
with you?
okay. All right. So you like put your arm down so it jumps into your hands. Okay. All right. So as you
can I
guys
ask a
exit the building, I mean, as you exit the apartment, Jesse is in mid pat and the cat just fades away and
No!
is standing down at the threshold of the door, looking up and just like rubbing up against the door frame.
We'll get you on one day of your own.
Jesse,
Is he eating a cat?
Jesse, stop eating the invisible cat and get to work. Unlike other
Oh my
Unlike
god.
other invisible cats, that's an actual real cat, not one that's invented by the drug-addled brain that you have.
Just fine.
Get out. I'll be the
For
last
those
one
of
out
you
and walk out
for those of you on
afterwards.
podcast land, he's miming that he's putting the hollow cat into his coat and walking out of the
into his
building.
coat.
Can I ask, now once we've had access to a particular network, say for example a camera feed, is it possible to then re-access that if we ever came back again? Or would it require a hacking again?
Anton.
Yeah,
1 minute. I run back in the house. I open the fridge again. I grab the
Oh,
last
God.
or another thing of protein. I shut the door. I run back out. All right, we're good.
Anton.
Yeah, like, since we've legally been given access to the system, I would like to. Can I use that access to implement a remote access backdoor?
Yeah, give me a hacking check.
Cool.
So typically, David, the common knowledge answer to that would be that until your access has been revoked.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in the
no,
situation where you were legally given access until it was revoked. So.
Okay.
So yeah, 6.
All right. So you install a little. You set up a program real quick. It's actually called Sub 7. Nobody. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I remember Sub 7.
All right.
I do.
All right. Some of us are old and we remember the original first gen toys. So it installs a backdoor on the network, Anton, and you set a passcode. What 4-digit passcode would you like to set for this?
1111.
Is it? Yeah, is it just digits?
Yes.
2200.
Okay. So you set up this remote access network, and you're able to. So you currently have access to all the places that So you get this hallway, You're gonna have the the downstairs hallway, the lobby, and the 4 camera feeds on the outside of the building.
Cool.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
Going back to the car.
Okay.
Back to Betsy.
Old Betsy.
Old Betsy.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
think
I'll be the last
I think
one out
it's
and
time
lock
to go
the door
through
behind us.
intel.
Well, I think we still need to talk to the priest, and then go through
yeah.
the intel.
Ape.
A young priest and an old priest.
Did they walk into a bar?
No, they just they ordered a thing of pea soup. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. They love peace.
It's we just happen to know that Tubular Bells is playing on the organ when you come in.
yes, yeah. All right. So how are you guys trying to gather information about finding a priest or a church in the neighborhood?
I will pull up my thingy and start doing a quick Google search.
Okay. Give me a common knowledge, please.
Style of priest.
Can I streetwise?
Style of
Or do you-
priest.
You could streetwise that. I would say that.
Here we go. There you go. That's an 8.
All right. So, on the west side of town, pretty far on the west side of town, there is. You've heard about one of these, the priests of the old gods. There, Xero, and you think you could probably find your way down there. I mean, and it's the general area of it. If you guys cruise around for a little bit, you think you could find the place down there. So.
All right.
Jess, here's the information.
Alrighty, Miss Daisy. And that is a 9 on the repair to make Betsy start.
Okay, and because you got a raise, you get a free one. So.
Alright, I'll mark this down.
This is the most reliable rust bucket I think we've ever driven.
I
It starts
know.
every time. Every time.
Hey, you all doubt me. I
We
know
don't
what I'm
doubt
doing when
you.
it comes to cars.
We don't
I
doubt
don't
you.
know much about the engine up here, but I know a lot about the engine in there.
At this point, I'm pretty sure you've mastered the Balmer's Peak of drugs. You know how to get just high enough to do what you need to do
What do you mean just high
without
enough?
going over it. Like you're a genius at the level that you're high at is just perfectly so that you're genius.
I stopped
You want-
listening at Genius.
I'm gonna look over at James. Is this your professional medical opinion?
Yes, it's my professional medical opinion. He should be dead by now. The amount of drugs
So
I've seen him take
Drugs
since he was
equal
kids.
genius, so more drugs equals more genius.
No.
Yes.
Keep it the same level.
Yes.
Same level.
What?
We're all gonna die.
Your fault.
Yeah. I mean, well, while we're on this way over, I'd like to look up that sort of company name, the address, and see if I can find anything relating to this entire case.
I'm sorry, Anton, which company?
Well, I would look up mimetic weaponry and see if that is company name, or if it's just going to give me a description of what mimetic weaponry is, and the address that is also on this company file handout.
Okay. Are you guys gonna make your way as you do this?
Yeah, I'm driving.
Okay. I will grab that. I will get that information for you, Anton. But give me a roll. Let me see. Let's gather some information on this.
All right. Common knowledge.
Yes, please.
E-stream. Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Wow.
What'd you roll?
15.
Okay. We're gonna have to get you some of the information because you rolled so well. So I will get that for you. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
All
Take,
right.
take your time.
All right.
I'm just muttering in the back seat while they're having this drugs conversation.
You do immediately know that the Associates Way is not inside Hyde Park. It's in Beacon Hill, which is classified. Now I am forgetting my own classifications. I believe it's classified as a 1. It's a 1 section of the town.
Ooh.
Yep. So it's a weaponry company. It's they make state of the art weapons as well as tactical armor, very advanced weaponry. So
Sounds like my kind of place.
Okay.
We could get new kit.
Oh, maybe I could
That's-
finally
We
get
couldn't
some
even
armor
afford the kit we have now.
So that's what they have on the face. All right. That's. I just keep like muttering like delusions. Something.
you break it up a little there, Anton.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just sitting in the back seat like muttering to myself these like sort of delusions like, nah, that doesn't seem right. There's no way that that's what they're actually doing. Putting up front. I'm just like muttering all this in the back seat.
I'm sitting there going, lizard aliens.
Shut up.
Illuminati.
What? How do you expect? Protein Shake agrees with me. Jesse agrees with me, which doesn't say much because he'd agree with the invisible cat that he thinks exists in the car.
Oh, that's a great idea. Carpet. Oh my god. Okay. Oh,
We're going to install the hollow pet in the car.
Great, we need more distractions in the
Because I'm the only one that
got
got a GPA rated at 2.
Underline.
This is it.
This is it. Okay, so you guys are making your way over to the church, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. All right. Sorry. All right.
I saw that chat message. Sorry.
Yeah. I
Jesse's
got
like a Super
this.
Saiyan, but with drugs.
Yeah, that caught my eye really quick. I'm not gonna lie. It really knocked me off. So, oh god. It hasn't happened that often since we try to keep the continuity pretty straight, but like sometimes a comment will come through and I'm just like, I'll lose my face, you know?
It's too good. Too good.
Oh crap.
You need to get that rat-proof headphone.
Okay.
To prevent the rats from coming in your ears.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I sleep with a beanie on.
Wow. All right, so you guys make your way over to the west side of town. You're cruising through the area. Jesse's remarkably driving pretty well. There's light traffic out there. You see the normal humdrum of the city. There's crime. There's you straight seeing people mugged on the way over there. There's people sleeping in the gutters. There's people, there's prostitutes out there. It's a tough place. There's kids, begging for money. And but you guys cruise through this neighborhood where you grew up. This horror story, this living horror story of with the spray painted gold Betsy, just flexing. And the looks you guys get are varied. A lot of people recognize you as just part of the hood, but other people look on and throw rocks at Betsy. So
Those bastards.
so you guys make it over, and the building you come up to is a typical, it's like when you guys have seen in books, or when you were in school, when you had a little bit of schooling, there was pictures of these like Gothic buildings, and these high steeple buildings. It's got a bell, a lot, and it's weird because this old brick or stone and wood building also has a lot of reinforced steel, and it's interjected with a lot of different holograms on it, psalms rotating, and phrases like he's still there, you might not believe in him, he believes in you, and that kind of thing. As you guys pull up to the curb in front of it, you see two giant doors, reinforced doors on the front of the church, and That's where you're at.
All right. Anybody want to come in with me?
I start humming tubular bells as I walk in.
Okay.
I'll nod my head and I'll come in with.
I'm staying in Jesse will stay in the car.
And didn't even hear the question. He's too busy.
I lead the way.
I walk with you. This is probably the only exposure I've ever had to this. This is probably horror movies, the Catholic Church. So
Okay.
I'll
scared.
look up at the building and take a moment and just sort of mutter under my breath, "Damn, reminds me of home." And sort of think back to the when I wasn't in Boston, but actually back in the United Kingdom before we left. And we would used to visit a cathedral just like this before pushing forward. Just a fleeting memory, and it just gonna pass us for a moment on David's face before you can push us on with the rest of the team.
It's a glimmer of a little smile.
It's a glimmer of
isn't
a
it?
past life that's long lost.
All right. So you guys
So I
walk
step in, I bless myself with the holy water, and I start walking in, looking around for somebody.
You don't make it far because the door is closed.
All of them are closed and locked.
All of them are closed and locked. There is, as you walk up to the door, a hyper object emanates from the door, and it's the image of an angel with its wings spread, and it says, "How may we help you?"
Hoping to speak with a priest.
I'm sure we could arrange that for a small donation.
Oh my god.
What are the rates?
50 credits.
I donate the 50.
Okay. So the door pops open, and as you look into the building, when you walk in, it's very traditional inside. There are some screens up towards the front, but they're kind of old and ratty. You think it's for maybe the parishioners in the back to be able to see what's going on. It's quite a large building.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share. I gotta do one thing real quick. Alrighty. So when you walk in, you are currently gonna be right here, and I'll share that with you. So you're able to see down. The door's open, and you see down about 50 to 60 feet. And as you start walking down there, it opens up a little bit. It's a beautiful building. There's a lot of wood inlay. There's, if this is not familiar to you, like James Dunn said, this is probably his first exposure to something like this. But there's a lot of imagery. There's a lot of symbolism all along the walls and down the aisle into the building.
Okay.
As you guys are standing there, from the back, somebody starts to walk forward to you. The clack of his heels resonating off the marble of the floor, and this gentleman walks up to you.
Oh.
A very stern-looking man, bald-headed. He's got glasses on. He's wearing the familiar black outfit of a priest of the Catholic gods, and he's holding a Bible in one hand, and he actually has a sawed-off shotgun in the other. And he says, "What can I do for you, my children?"
I immediately put my hands up and go, do you shoot me if I don't confess my sins?
That's only on Wednesdays.
Trying to recall back to my father's teachings.
Is that a joke?
Be at ease, my son. Be at ease.
I bow my head in reverence to the father.
Okay.
Father, if you don't mind, there's some business that I'd like to discuss with you. Some things that we're dealing with right now in our lives that weighs heavily on our heart.
Sure. Let me put this down. So he puts down the shotgun, And he clasps the Bible in both of his hands, and he walks over to you. What can I be of assistance with?
I kind of look around to make sure there's nobody within earshot, and I look back at him and I go, Father, is there somewhere more quiet we can speak?
These are troubling times, my son, and as you can see, these halls are empty. This is probably, I don't know you, and I mean no offense, but I don't know either of you. I do appreciate the donation. It helps keeps the lights on here, but we should be fine here.
With a little bit of anxiety, I nod.
Why don't you introduce yourselves? Who am I speaking with today?
I'm Zero. This is the Doc, and
Dr. James Dunn.
My confident number 2.
A man of healing. Interesting. My name is Father Tabletop McGee.
Father McGee?
Yes.
Quick question, Father. How well versed are you in spiritual symbolism?
I am pretty well versed.
I pull up the pictures that David sent me, and I take one of the pictures that's like a really close up. And I flip it to him, to his Nexus.
Okay. So he takes a look down. He spins it, and he enlarges it. He makes a grasping motion and enlarges it, and it comes off, and he looks down at it, and he goes, "Well, that's interesting."
How interesting?
Well, that's the symbol for Baal. He is among the demonic ranks. I mean, if you believe that sort of thing.
Well, it may be connected to the disappearance of our friend. So we're trying to figure out what it means. If you've seen this at all recently, you seem to have been able to answer it pretty quickly. So I'm assuming you're more than just familiar with it.
I've studied extensively on symbolism. It's kind of I've kind of got a lot of time here when I'm not trying to help people out. I have my books and my physical books. I know those are a rarity, but I spend time pouring through the books, and one of the things that I do like to focus on is symbolism. So I am familiar with this one, Baal.
Who would know about this?
I'm sorry?
Who would know about something like this?
About this
outside
symbol?
of the priesthood? Yeah.
I think it would have to be somebody. I mean, the texts for these are pretty obscure. I have my book, and I mean, I guess you can go on the Nexus and find out, here and there and pick up tidbits, but it'd probably have to be somebody who, I mean, at one point in their life, had the faith.
So you're sure that this is somebody who was a follower, like a devout follower?
Or took an interest in things. I've seen, a lot of these things come and go. A lot of, these, I've seen cults, tie themselves to things like this before. But I think there would have to be some kind of association there.
This had to have been someone who was close to the church, you're saying?
Or somebody with some knowledge of the church, yeah. At least to get them going in the right direction. I know, and I can only speak for my church here, but if somebody, if somebody wanted to use our resources here, I would have to know them pretty well, because the books that, these physical books, they're a rarity nowadays. Everything's down on the Nexus, and that's where everybody gets their information. But you can't hack a book. Let me think. I don't think anybody. I can't recall anybody ever wanting to check out any of the books from my church about any of these, but that doesn't.
This was in Hyde Park.
Oh yeah, I mean, so you're still in Hyde Park, yeah. I'm
telling him these were found in Hyde Park.
They were found here in Hyde Park. Can can I ask you what kind of circumstances it were found under?
Grizzly.
On 2 bodies of women.
I'll lean forward at this point and say, Father McGee, you're obviously a man of the faith, and judging by your armament, you're a man of a strong stomach. Am I right?
I am. I've seen.
We live in a difficult place in a difficult time. I'm going to cut to the chase. We're investigating the spirits of our friend, and we believe it's in conjunction with a series of ritualistic murders. I will forward him on the rest of the images that we've taken. This sigil was found branded on one that we ourselves had contact with prior to their unfortunate demise, and we wanted to find out information about what it would mean for somebody to brand anybody with this symbol and what it could potentially insinuate.
Or who they could be tied to.
Interesting. So he looks down at the pictures, and as he navigates through the picture and expands it and looks at the whole situation, he just looks sad. You know what I mean? He looks sad, and then his jaw kind of tightens, and he just kind of mutters, "Poor girl." He zooms in on the symbol again, and he looks at it, and I mean, if you give me some time, I can, get some details on Baal. I know some stuff right, now off the top of my head, but I can get more details from you on Baal and see if there's any symbolism there that might indicate who they were tied to. But is this the only person? Is this the only person this has happened to so far?
These are the ones that we found.
This is the one we were found, and we believe there is another that has been reported passing away in similar circumstances, although we don't have imagery of that particular case.
Interesting. I wonder if
Although,
Bob...
according to the files, the sigil was the same on the other victim.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to mention this to Bobby.
Bobby, Kurata, Officer Bobby Kurata.
You know Bobby?
Personally, yeah.
Interesting. He works in
In
mysterious. He definitely works in mysterious ways.
Well, that's part of the reason why we know this symbol is because we ran into her because we ran into this symbol on this body.
Interesting. And he kind of chuckles a little bit. He goes, "I guess it is truly a small world." Why don't I get you information together? I can tell you a little bit about Baal right now. He is listed in the Dictionnaire Infernal as a hoarsely voiced king with the power to make men invisible.
Wait, can you rewind that? A man invisible?
He is said, and this is all historic lore and ripped from the faith, but it is said that he had the power to make men invisible, and he ruled over 60 legions of demons. He's commonly appeared in the form of a cat or a toad, a man, a raven, or other vermin.
Sounds like a charming fellow.
Yeah, it also sounds disturbingly similar to what actually happened.
Very.
You can ask Officer Kurata. She knows what this is about, probably. I don't want to get you involved too deep there, Father, because I don't want you to get hurt. Just on a wild shot. I forgot Lorna's last name. Have you met a woman, Jericho?
Yep.
Because her Jericho Rose is her stage name. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Have you met or heard of a woman named Lorna Jericho?
I do know Lorna. Well, I don't know her. I know of her. I gotta be honest with you. I'm a fan of all kinds of music, and I recently heard a recording of some of her newer stuff. Not her stuff, not that trash with her old band, but her newer stuff is, I would call it vaguely spiritual and uplifting. Interesting. What do you know her or?
We're childhood friends. We're looking looking for her. So
She's the
just,
one that went missing.
Oh, she's missing. I see.
Yeah.
We'd prefer that you kept that on the down low, though, if possible, Father.
I could do that.
just because we want to make sure that she's not one of this person's victims.
Okay. If I can offer any help, I am certainly willing. You guys seem to be on the level. And
I pull up my contact information and flip it towards the father.
And what I'll do is I will get some information together from you, some more specific information, and I'll get it sent over to you. Yeah, I'll get going on that for you guys, and I'll get it over to you as soon as I can.
I appreciate your assistance in the matter, Father, and also your discretion.
Peace be with you, and I wish you nothing but safe travels, and I hope you are able to find your friend.
Thank you, Father. And walk out.
Yeah, at this point, we'll probably turn around and sort of make our way outside of the building.
Okay.
Kind of like as I'm walking out, I kind of like glance over at the statues and such, and I lean over towards Xero and go, "Which one of them comes alive and kills you?"
I smirk, and as we're walking out, I point towards the angel Michael with the sword.
Oh, okay. Just don't feed it after midnight, and do my best to stay away from it during full moons. Gotcha.
Also, don't blink and don't get it wet.
Gotcha.
And what are you guys gonna do now?
We'll
Back
go
in the
back
car
at
with
Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, we'll probably get ourselves back in the car and Jesse and sort of relay the information about what we found.
Once I get in, I'm gonna look over at Ant and be like, "Hey, Ant,
What?
we found out the symbol."
Oh, good.
No, you want to hear this.
Okay.
It's from a demon that makes people invisible.
And this is relevant. How?
Like,
Remember how in that playback, the face kept shifting from when the stabby and the murders in the place before?
Uh-huh.
And remember how that person carved the symbol of Baal into his victim?
That's the symbol, by the way. The symbol of a demon called Baal.
Baal, who's the guy who makes people invisible.
Okay.
I think we're dealing with a crew.
We're dealing with a cult of people who are using their technology to imitate Baal.
Fantastic. We need religious nut jobs. Oh well, that's confirmed.
And I would have to also mention that the rambling rantings that we've been reading do sound a little kind of religious nutty.
Let's be fair here. Any sort of specific rantings in any sort of tone can sound a little religious nutty. But this
That's a
does
good
kind of
point.
fit.
That's the MO of the rest of the information we've gathered thus far.
Yeah, but it doesn't really give us anywhere to go. I mean, what are we gonna do now? Try to go to the sage guy or go to her ex or whatever the hell? I guess this is good and all, but I mean, we still have a lot of daylight to burn.
Sage would probably be the next logical choice.
I mean, he might at least be helpful to the cause, right? I mean, it seems like he does. I don't know. It seems like they've been in contact more than just a, reporter, celeb type of thing.
Judging by the information we gathered, I'd say that is indeed the case. So he's probably the next best person to go and take a look at. See what
Oh,
there's
yeah.
up.
Ant, do you know where the hell this guy's at, or is that common knowledge?
It sounds like he's a
I mean,
reporter, right?
I can probably find him. I found I think I found a way to contact him at the very least.
Give me a smarts roll.
Okay.
you were just saying it. I'm sorry. I said it as you. Okay, so you have you do have a procedure for getting in touch with him.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was any sort of public sector way to do it first. Like if he's a reporter, we can like contact whoever.
He reports for.
But I don't know. This might be here.
You want to give that a shot, or?
I can give it a shot. Just kind of a searching rule.
Oh no, I was saying it has a method for contacting this person.
Oh.
Through this,
okay.
through texting through on the cell phone.
Oh,
I didn't know which way you guys
Yeah.
wanted to go.
Do it the secret way. Probably
Instead of a
trust us
medium.
otherwise. You know.
It's gonna be weird if we just like. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay. I pull out the stanky ass toilet phone.
Yeah, projector phone. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm literally just like amazed this thing even has like a signal and it's functional. But yeah.
Hey,
I'll-
what's that thing on the top of that phone? The screen right there. You see that little? It looks like a cylinder with a little tip on it, like a little nipple. See it?
I think
What's
it's a
that
pointer.
thing?
I just have a little bit of an aneurysm in my head. You see like a vein pulsing on my forehead. But yeah, I'll look through it. Look for the Judith contact. Hit call. What I think is call on the button. The one that looks like green.
Just to remind you, you're supposed to text it.
No, it says call.
Did it say call?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says call and leave a message.
Okay.
Then he texts us.
All right.
Mhm.
Fail DM pro strums. So you hit the button and it chirps and rings and rings and goes to a voicemail.
Okay, I'll just sort of like, Lorna's in trouble. We're trying to help her. Get in contact.
The second
Hang up.
you hang up, a text message comes back that says, "Where was the last location we met?" And with that, Nexus connection is closed for this week.
Oh.
I'm a jerk. I'm a big old jerk. I'm a big old jerky jerk.
Can we not just play for another 2 hours, please? Please?
Oh, guys. So a lot of information came out tonight, and a lot of world building information. A lot of information came out tonight. Tonight was you guys got through a lot more than I thought you were. So, which is cool because, like I said, you know, I've said this 100 times. You plan out, oh, we're gonna get here. You know what I mean? But you get farther. So you guys did a lot tonight. I'd like to really know what you guys are thinking at this point. Your characters are thinking. So I'm gonna start with Anton, please.
I like Anton and trying to piece together all these many pieces that I have access to. And I'm just trying to like I've got the red yarn, I've got the big
Yeah.
thing. I'm just trying to like But yeah, like Ant's definitely just things like something doesn't add up. All this doesn't make sense. And he's probably preparing to get himself into something big.
And what are you thinking as Doc? What do you think as a player?
I'm thinking I want to play for 4 more hours. Can we keep going? I want to keep going. I need to know.
No, then I wouldn't be able to torture you. That's no fun for me. Jesse.
Oh, well, I think Jesse, once again, I don't think there's too much that goes on upstairs. So I think he's really just focused on the smaller aspect of just trying to find his friend. That's really his only thing that really matters to him. All the other like weird connection, bigger picture stuff isn't really like impactful on him. For me, I'm doing the same thing in my head. Like I'm like putting this all together. I'm like, where is the big like surprise in all this? Like I'm trying to figure out, okay, based on what we heard, what haven't we heard, what we've read, who and what could be doing certain aspects of all of this, and I feel like it's gonna come out. There's gonna be like a big twist in terms of we're overlooking something or not suspecting somebody, and like I'm trying to figure out where or when that might be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for next week. I'm in the same boat. I want to just keep playing.
Excellent. All right, James Dunn.
James Dunn is in character. He's thinking that this is the Illuminati and there are lizard alien people, and that he actually thinks that Jesse's idea of the ear mouse changing your brain isn't wrong. It's just he's taking it way too literally, and James is going like but the Nexus controls you, can control your thoughts, and they can control your thoughts at nights with the Nexus, and they can change your mind. That's what they're saying. Jesse's just, he's got the heroin version of that, which is, all sorts of messed up.
It's the correct version.
As a player, I would also like to play, but I'd also like to get some sleep, so I could be a little bit more focused, because this is like a really intense investigation thing. It's like, damn, need to focus. I need to focus.
There's a lot of threads. There's a lot of threads going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, Xero.
I walked into the goddamn Da Vinci Code. We got cults. We got people being skinned. I got somebody missing a limb. We got people dying over here. Oh my God, symbols of demonic Catholic faith, and holy hell, Zero's brain spinning, and he's trying to keep his composure and like be astute, and like the one thing that he found was the damn protein, just to kind of give him a little bit of focus,
just a little grounding, and that's like your anchor in the storm.
Yup. Because like he's never done anything like this before. This is like so far over his head, it's ridiculous, and he's totally lost. And he's looking at all of his friends, going, "I'm sinking here. I don't know what to do." And he's trying, like he's seeing like everybody doing these like really cool things and getting involved, and Anton's like the G, and like you got Dunn, who's like talking everybody up, making sure everybody's got their ducks in order and everything's done, and David's got like security on point, you know what I mean, like he's got everybody's butt covered, and Jesse's doing meth. But
hey, I draw a line at meth.
But
we haven't done it yet. Anyway.
But like I'm at the point where like Zero's like, all right, I can do something. I can help out. I got to do something. This is Lorna, you know what I mean? So it's hectic, and it's high stress, and it's very intense, and it's really cool.
Awesome.
As a player, one more hour, please.
Sure, next Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is great, man. Like I like legit, I'm getting like the Da Vinci Code vibe with like a mix of like Shadowrun and Cyberpunk, and I'm just like like done.
Awesome. David Greyson.
So David in character couldn't actually care less who they're trying to find. It does not matter to him at all. It could be president, it could be anyone. That doesn't matter. What matters to him is the people around him, his team. Now he's thinking of them as, and getting the job done and getting paid. Now that's it and done. His tactical assessment is perturbed, to say the least. Religious cultists are difficult at the best of times to deal with. They're difficult combatants, and they're usually very difficult to break the morale of. So it's complicated thing.
It's hard to break the morale of a zealot.
It's hard to break the morale of men and women who are enamored and spiritually guided. They have a cause. So just like any group, it's going to be that much more difficult to get what we want and achieve our goal. As for my personal feelings, I need a goddamn dossier for all this. Seriously, I need a goddamn case file, because there are a lot of different threads going on right now. They all connect, I'm sure.
I hope to show you guys someday at the end of the story the flow chart that I have.
It's probably one of those, like, you know,
There's a
those really
chart?
paranoid people are trying to find a
You are-
conspiracy. They got the lines everywhere. I was like, this, there, and this match over
You're
here.
literally the It's Always Sunny image. Is that literally you
It's
right
pretty.
now?
It's pretty close. Like Yachts has seen it, and I think Decider has seen it. It's pretty
Oh, that's
intense.
mean.
So
I was, by the way, Mike, I was waiting for Father Dabdathos to have a butterfly tattoo somewhere.
Yeah.
you haven't seen it yet. So for those who don't know, Dabdathos is played by Decider 12 in our Tabletop Tavern. I took the name. He's a priest. He's a cleric in that one, so I put him in here as a priest. So
As a priest.
yeah.
With
Yeah.
a
I would say
shotgun.
I'm looking forward to burning some heretics. That will be entertaining.
There you go.
It's always more entertaining when they're heretics.
Hey,
Burn
I mean,
them all.
yeah, everybody's got to keep warm somehow, right?
Exactly.
All right, guys.
We just need to make sure you get power
Get the
armor to
flavor.
purge the heretics. You know?
Oh, please.
I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel
Has to
like
happen.
either power armor or mechs are gonna happen in this game at some point. So
Oh, please.
Don't tease me.
I am ex-military, so I've used it all before, and I miss it greatly.
All right, guys. My name's Mike. This is the How I Nerd channel. We have an amazing cast of players here over the course of multiple shows on the channel. I'd like to point out a couple things. We have, you can always support us here on the How I Nerd channel, but you should be going to support CykloneJack, the Theastropub, and Loken Plays on their respective. Doc is back streaming too, so Doctadoone. Go support these guys. These are wonderful people. They wouldn't be here on this show if they weren't good people. I've had the pleasure of knowing everybody on the show for over a year now, and they are amazing people. Go support them in their craft. YouTube content, Twitch content, Twitter, everything. We have an amazing community. If you guys are coming out for the first time and checking out our show tonight, give us a follow. Come back. Tomorrow night, we're taking a night off. Wednesday night, we have Tabletop Tavern 2, which is a Pathfinder epic adventure ran by Decider 12. And I actually get to play in that game and just show up as a player, which is nice for me. Thursday, we have Tales from the Tavern, which is our weekly roundtable discussion. We talk to other people in the TTRPG space and community members. It's a way for our community to come in and ask questions. We've had people like Ribinator and like a whole bunch of people in the TTRPG space. And I think we have somebody from the CW that's on a CW show coming this Thursday. So that might, yeah.
Yeah, we got a television star coming on Thursday.
We lit. So Sunday night is our flagship show, Tabletop Tavern 1, which is a Pathfinder epic adventure that I run. CykloneJack plays in it with Decider 12, Gamer Luna, and Yachts Twitch. And the one other thing I wanted to stress to you guys, if you haven't already, you should join our Discord, because our Discord is a great community. And it's helped people keep a lot of people sane during this really hard time. So again, if we've made your pandemic night a little bit better, give us a follow, come back, check the show out next Monday. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it over to the ending screen, and we're going to run some credits, and then we're going to go show another channel some love, another TTRPG streamer some love. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. We couldn't do this without you. We feed off your energy, and we really value it. Oh man, thank you so much again. Atomic, thank you so much for the gift subs tonight. Everybody who supports this show, who comes out and loves this, thank you. And we'll see you next Monday. So I'm going to kick it over the ending, and we'll roll credits.